We are Voice Live.
Voice Live.
What's live?
I'm gonna hijack Voice Live for 1 second just to ask a question that's been bugging me that I've asked several people. When did men stop keeping diaries, like as a common thing?
Because like calling them journals.
Well, not even journals. When did men just stopped as a whole, as a society? I want to say in general, like the Western world specifically, men stopped keeping diaries at a certain point. When was it? Because so much of what we get from history, personal firsthand accounts, is from men's diaries or journals. And at one point, we just stopped doing that. I don't know when it was.
Likely when it was popularized by ladies keeping diaries, and the imagery of, oh no, don't look at the madam's diary, and etc. And it's like, well, if a lady keeps a diary, then obviously I can't keep a diary because I'm a man.
I feel like there's probably some truth to that. Like at some point it became more known as like a thing women did, and people were like, well, I'm not a woman, so I'm gonna do manly things.
No, I was gonna say, I wonder if it coincided with that like cult of manlyhood that popped up in the early 20th century, but then I think no, well, maybe in America, but I was gonna say no, because a lot of our
World War, Americans' perspective.
Yeah, so. But a lot of our World War I information, I was gonna say, is from men's diaries at war, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, that's right at the same time the like whole cult of manliness thing kind of popped up,
right?
Like the fear of defeminization, but that was mostly Europeans. I don't know how many Americans.
We still had a lot of influence from that, and the thing is, even though that was the World War I era, it's the influence is going to be seen in the children of that era, right?
Sure.
More than the people who are already adults, just like.
But I'm thinking the children are the ones who were in the war for the most part too. If you,
by today's standards, yes,
was primarily 18-year-olds.
Yeah, and by today's standards, yes, but they were also having children.
Sure, yeah, but I mean they have children now. But my point being that a lot of those people in that era were direct products of that turn of the century, like change and fear of feminization, which made no sense to me. Still makes no sense to me. But I don't know.
It's dumb.
This comes from reading many books recently that have lots of firsthand accounts from people that were taken directly from their diaries or personal journals or personal correspondence. Like, I know when we stopped writing letters as soon as phones were ubiquitous. But, people still wrote letters, but we stopped doing it as frequently because you could just call them.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. That's an interesting historical question.
Yeah, I don't know.
None of us have the answer to.
No.
It's very interesting.
Think about it for a minute, because I don't expect anybody to have an answer. Although, Molly, I do like your answer. It doesn't obviously give me exact time, but we could probably narrow down that time frame to when like women's journals were more popularized. Mm-hmm. Anyways, now that that's over, I will do the recap. I just wanted to.
Oh, well, let's go face live then.
To do that to everybody for a minute.
They can't have a recap without our faces.
That's true. We're much more animated.
Uh-oh.
That was
Streamlabs.
I was just looking at the stream and it hadn't come up yet. I just saw it flailing in the Zoom chat. All right, there we go.
Now we're face live.
You guys missed my flailing. There we go. But that's okay.
I feel like I had one other thing to banter about really fast before the thing, before I did the recap, but I cannot think of it at all. So I'm just going to do the recap, which I think will be pretty quick. So started off with we were in the town still, kind of in that fight where we had to press the bodies and everything, and Isla was just knocking people left and right, like just smacking folks. And whoa, notes just scroll through. There we go. Let's see. And I was trying to do stuff to kind of like slow her down, support wise, but also intercept KO to Sam on his horse because he was just unconscious on the horse. His horse is like bolted off, and as like me and Wellmet were trying to like catch it. Lamia manages to scatter a troop of dudes with some heavy swings. I passed a perception check to see that as Isla's just beating people silly, like her shoulder guard is peeled off and she has this blue handprint with a rune in it, and it is glowing faintly. Lamia comes face to face with Isla and manages to hit the rune mark and break the enchantment for a minute, and like Isla kind of has that come to her senses, like, where am I moment, and Lamia is able to like press at home, like, do you know where you are, kind of thing. So we're able to parlay for a little bit and kind of chat, hopefully, before we get, back into the conflict. But and by then, Sam's back to consciousness as WellMet is force feeding him good berries so that he's beyond comfortable full. He's Thanksgiving full. But he is conscious, and that's the important part. Through our talk, we end up reaching a amicable ceasefire, was I believe the term I used in game. And we were allowed to kind of like look at the rune and the mark on Isla's shoulder. We find out that the rune means something like obedience. It's not an enchantment thing, but it's necromancy, and we realize that there has to be something under the rune, because the necromancy is to not the actual enchantment thing that was messing with Isla. It's keeping that there. It's like keeping it from like healing, because if something was just dug into her shoulder normally without that, her incredible fast healing ability would just like, pop it out of her arm. So we're like, oh, it's got to be out there wherever she got hit by Lamia. And we find it, and I go to put it in a little vial, and then it won't fit in the vial, and it does, and I realize, oh no, it's like the thing that isn't a thing that fits inside this bag that we have, that shouldn't fit in this bag that we have. And as soon as I have that thought, I use hidden knowledge, so I forget that this thing doesn't fit in here, and I don't know what it is, and it just goes whoop right in the vial. And I fail miserably to explain how this thing functions to everybody, because I also forget what I just learned a second ago by erasing my brain. So I'm like, listen, I would be able to tell you, but I don't know. But even if I knew, then I don't think I'd know, because it's one of these weird things. And that's the only thing I know about it, is that it doesn't do what you think it's going to do. And my brain broke because I erased that part of my mind, and I think I broke it because I was like, nope. So it was like, but I can tell you tomorrow. And they're like, no, that's not, we're doing this right now. And I was like, that's fair. While I'm doing that, Sam tries desperately to explain turkeys to the fox runners, and they don't believe that turkeys are real creatures. And he proceeds to show them all how to make hand turkeys, and goes through and makes everybody a hand turkey. We end up concluding our negotiations peaceably, gosh, and everyone kind of goes on their way. We don't really settle up with the Cresting Suns as much, because they said, their big boss is going to figure out what else we owe for all the crap that happened and how they didn't really get the loot they were supposed to get. And then after we kind of finish our talk and everybody goes their separate ways, we kind of go around and help WellMet. My brain just read that wrong. There's heal and triage people throughout the town. And then we all go crash at WellMet's hut for the night. As I slowly sunk into a chair, Lamia stands outside and soaks up the moonlight and goes back inside and feels a lot better after the moonlight. But then WellMet notices that her eyes are red at the end of the night, or as she's coming in, sleep and everything. And then we leveled up to level 7. And we can tell people the cool stuff we got.
Did you level up to level 7?
Yeah. I did.
We better have, because Panda's been scrambling to level up for the last 20 minutes or whatever. So if not, he wasted a whole bunch of time.
Panda, are you still leveling? Did you actually get all the way done?
Yeah, besides putting ranks into stuff. That's easy.
Well,
speaking of, did you want to tell everybody what you got, Dave?
Sure, I have the most, so it'll take the longest.
That's fine.
I got new spells.
Skills.
Yeah, I got new spells. Spells are fun. Spells are great. But I also got a feat. And then I also got I got a regular feat for being level 7, but I also got a sorcerer bloodline feat. So the bloodline feat I took was stealthy. So now I get +2 on escape, artist, and stealth checks. And then the feat I took is called Shadow Gambit, which is really cool. You have to be a level 5 caster, and you have to have spell focus illusion, which I took the last time we got a feat, so got all them prereqs done. And it says, as a standard action, you can draw upon energies from the plane of shadow to cause an ongoing figment spell that I have cast to damage a foe as if the illusion was real. The illusion must be one that you retain ongoing control of, like minor image, and the target has to be visible to me and within or adjacent to the area of my illusion. Obviously, I can't hit them from 20 feet away, right? They got to be in normal hitting rules. And when doing so, it immediately ends the duration of the figment when it hits them. So but yeah, so that way, if I cast minor image or something and somebody's standing next to it and they're like, going to trying to attack it, whatever, it could smack them and really divert the thought.
And then it's gone.
Like, yeah, and then it's just gone. I was like, that's really cool. So I got that. And then I got new spells. One of the spells I took is Silent Image because I had Dart and Duplicate, but I took Silent Image so that I could also do this with Silent Image because that was my new level 1 spell that I got. And then that was the one, maybe not. One of them, it was either that one or one of the level 2 ones I got with my favorite class bonus because as a favorite class bonus, I get 1 extra spell to know that's underneath the max level of spells I know, which is 3rd. So I got Illusory Maze, which is also a figment illusion,
spell.
Which is dope. Yeah, it makes a big maze. And then I got Searching Shadows, which is also an illusion, but this one is a shadow spell, which allows me to search areas with shadows, which is really cool. And then my level 3 spell I got I got 2. I got one that's a Bloodline spell, which is Deeper Darkness, which makes deeper dark. It does what it says on the tin, guys.
Makes supernatural darkness.
Yeah. The one that I chose to get is called Fearsome Duplicate. So I create a larger and far more menacing version of myself that I can send forth and manipulate like a puppet. So yeah, I get to make creepy, elongated, crazy shadow version of me. So I can make it look like Aldwin is like attacking people if I want now. That would be dope. So yeah, that's what I got at level 7. I also got like 6 hit points,
which is pretty good.
Which is real good.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty solid. He's pretty solid. All right, go ahead, Molly.
Lamia got her feat, which is Iron Will, so that gives me a +2 on my will save, which may or may not be super necessary. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Otherwise, she just, got stronger and got better at crafting clothing, handling animals, and seeing things. That's it for Lamia.
Okay. Thank you very much. And Sam. The freshly leveled Sam.
Yeah. I took a feat called Alertness. Because that's the closest to alert that I could find. No, it gives me a +2, basically, +2 bonus on perception and sense motive checks. Until I get 10 skill ranks in a minute, it's +4. But then that's the feat I took. I also got for being a ranger, which is the best class, Woodland Stride. Starting at 7th level, a ranger may move through any sort of undergrowth, such as natural thorns, briars, overgrown areas, in similar terrain, at his normal speed without taking damage or suffering any other impairment. If it's magic, they still affect, basically.
Yeah.
And that adds that thing. So it's like, okay, cool.
So stuff like entanglement, the spell will still work on you, but
yeah, boo. But yeah,
boo.
But technically, stuff like my brain stopped. Hold on.
Rebooting.
I have to try to remind myself what it was. Yes, like plant growth, which is what Habash did to make all the wilderness in the area just go completely overgrown all of a sudden, and it was like super difficult to get through. That's technically instantaneous, so it's just a thing that happens and the magic is done. They're just normal plants that have grown all over the place. You would be able to effortlessly slip through that still without trouble.
If somebody made a corn on the cob, like an ear of corn, if they just with magic made it big, like they cast in large on it and try to hit you with it, that'd be a magical piece of corn. If they put magical fertilizer on the corn as it was growing to just make it bigger, that's not magical corn. It's regular corn that's been grown.
It's big.
Yeah.
Real big corn.
I feel like there is definitely a sci-fi analog to that, where there's like somebody who had like in a movie where they made like genetically engineered food versus growing food with like weird chemical like growth hormones, and it's like, no, this is crazy science food that you can't eat. This is fine, but they're both like giant food and it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, alrighty. Actually adjust my seating. Cool. So that's that. You guys have bragged about your abilities. And?
Snail pole's going up.
Snail.
Oh, I got a new mouse. Does that count as a level up? I got a new mouse because my other one finally crapped out on me.
Oh, nice.
It says GS on there. I got it from GameStop, and it says GS, so I think it stands for Goat Spells.
Goat
That's what it stands for.
spells.
It's a Goat Spell mouse. Yes, definitely.
Greatest of all time spells.
I got a new controller a while ago. It's got Pikachu on it. Just
Oh, that's what's happening.
see, it's got Pikachu.
Is it Swift? I don't know.
The controller? No, it's a Switch controller. The weird thing about that is because it's a Switch controller, when I was using it, I was playing a Resident Evil game on Steam, and I kept the Switch button layout, right? And so the Switch button layout, A is to the right, where circle would be on a PlayStation. So when I went to play Separate Ways on the PS5, for a hot minute there, I kept crouching when I was trying to use the A button to interact with things, because I swapped styles of controller on myself.
You know what? That's pretty bad, but at least it's not Rainbow Six Vegas 2, where the B button is grenade.
Yeah.
They had bumpers and everything, but they decided, nah, B, that's grenade.
Yeah,
B for grenade.
That one's grenade. Not crouch like it is in every other game.
Let me hug up to this cover real quick.
All right, everybody, shut up. We're playing D&D, you fucking nerds. Jesus Christ. Stop with these video games.
It took a lot of stuff to keep me from continuing the everybody shut up, because there's this Ninja Six party that starts with everybody shut up. I have an erection. It happens 32 times a day.
All right, so Eli, how long does your hidden knowledge last, or did you only do it for one day?
It's one day, yeah.
I think it's a day per caster level, so I wasn't sure how long you actually wanted to use it for.
I think my ability is only 24 hours, because I think the spell is whatever, but I thought we had said my ability was only 24 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's strictly one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you still have most of the day before it comes back. You guys have slept through the night, as mentioned last session. Obviously, you have no idea what the effect will be on the item when the knowledge comes back. But you have till, like, midday-ish before that happens. But anyway.
I actually was sorry, I was checking the ability. I don't know if we wrote in there that it's only a single day, but I would have only picked one day.
That's fair. So, morning comes. You each wake up feeling at least a bit more refreshed. I believe you already did your HP recovery and everything from yesterday. Whatever you rolled on hit points for your level up, increase maximum and current.
Okay. Cool.
So if you didn't do your current, make sure you do your current as well.
I'm doing that now.
Because I know not everybody's at full. You guys are pretty beat up. But you are going to feel somewhat refreshed. Probably still a little sore. Whatever lingering wounds are still going to ache. But at least you don't have an impending fight right on the horizon. Not that you know of. You get to wake up with a little bit more clarity that maybe your schedule's opened a little bit up a little bit more. Maybe you're not quite in as immediate danger as you've been used to recently. But with that being said, you can hear the village awake around you. Even from inside, you can still hear them all outside. By the time you all wake up, Wilmette has already gotten up. You see that there is a small basket sitting kind of in the middle of the room that's got some fresh fruit, a loaf of bread, and some cheese in it. But it looks like she's already headed back out.
I ate the entire wheel of cheese.
It's a wedge of cheese.
You didn't specify.
So. Jeez, Dragonborn, calm down here, buddy.
I can eat 5 cabbages in one sitting.
Lamia takes a bite of something and sighs heavily.
Flavor's kind of muted.
Still having teeth problems?
No, my teeth are out.
As she's talking, you can see that she still has sharp teeth.
At least Lamia opens her mouth really wide and is there any blood?
You can see there's probably a little bit, but you don't see any wounds or anything. You just see this the teeth are a little bit reddish, where maybe they stabbed into the gums or something in her sleep. But
we need to get you a bottle of disinfectant. Which would be alcohol, probably.
It would work.
Yeah. One of its functions.
I'm gonna let you guys RP. I'm gonna go refill my water, but I'll be listening.
Yeah. This was rough.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it could have been significantly rougher though. I mean, we're all here. That's a W.
Yeah, I guess it is. What's our next move, Eli?
Well, I just kind of hold up the tattoo on my arms. I'm gonna wait for this to go away, and we're gonna see if it has any effect on rattle the bottle, this thingy, whatever. Before we do anything else, because that could greatly change our.
What does this have? What did two U's have to do with everything? The hell's a double U?
The letter, I forget that your alphabet is different than mine. So you guys use just the V, I think. But it's W, it's 2 of those stuck together.
It's one of them ones. Yeah.
I just draw it out on a piece of paper. I'm this thing, it makes a W sound.
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay. It's the first letter of my last name, which is Tertian, so I get it.
Okay. Basif.
Yeah.
So we don't really have the intent to try and go back to the tower?
At this moment right now, no. Maybe when we figure out what this thingy is, yes. But I'm not entirely sure if that's even the best play. I mean, obviously...
I want to go home and go in bed. I want to get into bed. I don't want to sleep in it.
We did just do that.
These are weird beds. Those aren't my beds.
Obviously, the Dorettes wanted us not there, right? Which generally means, it's a good idea to go there. But the lengths they just went to have us not be there, I think, and distract us, means that maybe we have to think of a different way to influence events in that area besides us physically being there, because if when we get there they then, I don't know, tell us that they've got some other crazy bandit lord who's gonna attack the Bertzag farm, right? And we definitely wouldn't want that, so we have to kind of I think we have to approach this with a bit more tact than we were previously, because last time we were just kind of trying to get back to Clint as quick as possible, but now we don't have anything that's super immediate time press in that way, and we can try and, I say out strategize. I don't think we're going to out strategize these two, but we can at least try and think through what they don't want us to do, so we can do that.
I started talking to family members. I'm going to start turning into a bad bean. The same, arson, their warehouses, all fair game.
Sam.
It's fair enough, but it's...
And don't go after my family.
We're trying to avoid...
Nothing went after innocent villagers. Farmers?
Right, we're trying to avoid that from happening. That's why I'm saying we need to kind of think about where we put on our next foot forward, so to speak. And I think whatever this is might give us answers or potentially just a lot more questions. Or neither. Who knows?
We can at least see our treasured friends.
What?
I haven't been able to pet Chetla.
I mean, they're over there in one of the stables now, right? They came, the villagers.
They were on their way back, yeah. Because you can hear that there's more activity outside, so you see them back.
They're probably over in the stable, so we've got time to do that and all that. Like I said, we don't have to shove off this morning. We can at least take our time and figure stuff out, since the knowledge won't come back to me till midday, and I don't want to make a decision without potentially important knowledge that we then have to just turn around, because we learned something new. We're halfway there, and we're like, well, that was a wasted trip.
Okay. Well, I want to go see Chetla, and I guess, Sam, if you're up to it, maybe you can see if Wilmette needs more help. I think you helped her quite a bit yesterday.
A decent bit. Yes.
I'll probably go lend my hands to her again. There's not enough tables or shelves in this town. It's very useful to have just someone who stands there like this, which is pretty much all I did, because I know nothing about medicine other than you ingest it generally, or it is sometimes rubbed on you. I believe that's called topical application. That's my knowledge right there.
Do you know what a suppository is?
I don't know if I want to, the way you asked that question.
Okay, just checking. Did they ever hand you a pill and tell you to shove it?
No.
Okay. Explains a lot. Yeah, I'm not gonna... I might slip out of Sam voice. My throat hurts.
So guest voice Scarletto tonight, I guess.
Yeah, it's down here. So, it's better today, though.
So right now you're just waiting for midday, and, well, you're gonna go see if people need help in the village, but...
Yeah, I'm waiting for that knowledge to come back before I try and make a decision.
Okay. So you guys take it easy a little bit getting up. You're able to kind of sleep in a bit, so it's maybe for you guys, maybe 10 in the morning or so. Kind of nice sleeping in.
Did we experience daylight savings time? I just thought of that because daylight savings time happened last Sunday, of course, for everyone in the U.S. who has to deal with this stupid ass changing of clocks. And my random panic attack when I got in my car, and it was suddenly an hour later than when I had finished brushing my teeth, and I was like, well, daylight savings time is okay, never mind.
Why can't it always go the way that gives us an extra hour of sleep? I know it'll be weird with daylight for a while. Eventually we'll all be nocturnal. It'll be fucking chaos. But, occasionally you'll get an extra hour of sleep, which would be
every single time. Instead of spring forward in spring, we just do fall back again. We just say, F it, guys. It's just going to get dark at noon. It doesn't matter. I just want to sleep an extra hour 2 nights a year.
But no. Worldwide panic, they say. No, anyway. Okay.
Except for the mountains. They don't do that.
Yeah. In Arizona and other places. So you guys, you're able to, like I said, take it easy a little bit. Take your time getting ready and, picking sticks and hay and whatever else out of your hair. Have some breakfast. And when God damn it, there it goes. Okay. When you finally head out of Wilmette's building, you can see that there are some people kind of moving around. It's not quite as many as you saw when you first got here. It's excuse me, the first time you got here, when they weren't in mortal danger, you do see that there is a large mound of stones in like the center of the village now, that people appear to be like kind of moving more rocks onto. You can tell pretty quickly it's a burial mound, as he'll put like little just wooden rods kind of into it with like markers and things on top of it that you can tell are probably like names and that kind of deal. They appear to be all assembling that. But you hear a little bit of commotion as you guys are all coming out. You can see past the mound, kind of at the like far end, sort of to the entrance of the village. You can see the village elder is over there. You can see just like a handful of the other villagers. The elder and his son are up there. You can see like just a handful of villagers over there, just very animated, talking. You can kind of hear just like, it sounds like an argument, but you can't quite make it out. They're pretty far from you. But it looks like he's talking to a couple of people, and there's like a few of them standing back. You see the son seems to like step up and get like kind of aggressively animated. He's like pointing, and they seem to be not getting like coming to blows, but you can tell the argument up there is getting a bit heated. Those are the main things that you see stand out. You don't actually see well met right now, but those are the things that stand out when you come out.
Okay.
Lamia will start helping with the rocks, because she can at least do that.
I'll wander
She's strong
over
girl.
to the village elder, I guess, just to see what's going on. I'm curious.
Sam?
I'm also a big strong boy, but I'll go help Lamia as well. Move rocks if they'll allow it.
So you're gonna help with the burial mound.
Yeah.
As you guys walk over, and Eli goes kind of walking past, I imagine there's like a just very casual passing. Okay, I'm gonna go up there, and you guys are like, okay, we'll help with the mound. Some kind of communication. So you walk past, the two of you stop and take that moment to be like, okay, where are they getting the rocks? How do we fit in here? You can see that they seem to be just kind of coming from different kind of corners of the village. A lot of them are like wandering just out. They're just finding proper, sizable, sort of nice looking heavy stones. You can see that there is, just from like the distance you're at, you can kind of see the dirt is sort of raised under it, so it's not just pure stone on the ground. It looks like they have obviously buried people as well, and then they're piling the rocks up. You don't know what else is inside the stones, if there's valuables or something else like that they've laid their loved ones to rest with. But you can tell just by like seeing the people who are coming and going, even though it's not super late in the day, and it's not particularly warm out, but like a lot of them like have their shirts off or like stuff like wrapped up, like they're like moving. They look tired, sweaty. It's not raining super hard, but like obviously there's humidity and that kind of stuff, and there's still a little bit of precipitation. But you can see these people are pretty haggard. They don't just look emotionally distraught. Like you can tell they've just been at this for a while. Some of them may have even been up since they got back last night. So as you guys start, trying to figure out where to help, and then, kind of just going and finding rocks and bringing them over and watching how they place them and seeing if you can kind of augment where they place stuff and just sort of trying to fit into the flow without getting in the way. No one really says anything to you. No thank yous, no go the fuck away. You just get the occasional look or the occasional nod, and they keep going about their business. It's quiet, somewhat grim work. Eli, you're about halfway between the mound and the argument when it seems to break up. You hear the son just say, like, what would you have had us do? What would you have done if you were in our position? and whoever the guy is, there's like someone who was talking, you could tell being yelled over, and he just goes, "Stop, forget it, never mind. I'll just get back to what I'm doing." And he storms off, and then like the person who's next to him kind of lingers for a second and shakes his head, and he walks, and the other three that are kind of with him all seem to head out of the village. As they're going, you see them pick up like spears, a couple of bows, probably hunting. As you're approaching, you see the elder like put a hand on the son's shoulder, and he kind of leans in and he's talking to them. The son looks very heated. The closer you get, the more like the more obvious his anger is. But you can see that he's like slowly calming down as his father talks to him, and he sees you walking over, and you kind of see the rest of the frustration. It doesn't drop away like, oh, he's not angry anymore. It's like he kind of pushes it down and stands up a little straighter and says, "Morning to one of our village heroes. Thank you for what you and your friends did, coming back to help us."
Well, much appreciated with the thanks, but kind of got you in the mess, so I'll take as much blame as I take congratulations.
He kind of seems to pause. You notice the elder isn't speaking. He just kind of keeps the hand on his shoulder. He waits, and it almost gets to the point of awkwardness where you're like, is he gonna say something, or does he want me to speak? And he says, "No, it wasn't. This isn't your fault. You didn't make the choice to send assailants to burn our home down, or choose to. God damn it! There it goes. Or choose to put the thing in Isla's arm. You didn't make those choices, so cannot blame you."
It is true, I suppose. We didn't. But I still do feel that we bear some of the responsibility, which is obviously why we felt it only right to help you. And, wish we could have done more, I guess.
I mean, that is a noble wish, but you laid your lives on the line. It's hard to ask for anything more. My father is a bit ill today. He spent most of yesterday talking and shouting and traveling, so I am having my practice. I apologize for my lack of polish. You are welcome guests in our village, as long as you need. I wouldn't see you feel the need to work. I mean, your friends obviously do, idle hands, but I don't see the need for you to pitch in for some time. If you plan to make this a permanent place, then we'll find you something. But you've done a lot for us. As many as we bury today, there are many more that were saved.
Well, we greatly appreciate your hospitality. And don't worry about the polish, mate. I've never been one for too prim and proper, but we'll help with what we can while we're here. There's a decent chance that we'll be setting out tomorrow, or potentially today. Who knows? We're kind of waiting on some stones to fall, if you will, before we can make a decision on where we're going next.
Looks at the father, who's just kind of nodding along. Okay, well, again, as long as you need. If it will be just a few days, we'd be happy to give you some provisions for the road. I wish there was more that we could do, really, to thank you.
I mean, you've opened up your village to us and let us stay here. It's plenty. Do you know where Wellmet has been off to? I was helping her yesterday. I was going to just putz around with her today until...
I believe she was gathering some herbs and things. She said she needed a bit of time to herself, which I suppose is fair.
Definitely.
I don't imagine she would reject your company, though.
Well, I'll just go take a walk, see myself, and see what I see, and
points a direction, say she went out that way.
Okay, appreciate it. If you do need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be around with those two. I know that when all the confusion, chaos, but everything was all jumbled around. But do you know where our horses ended up being stable? Horses and shorts were stabled. I know my companions are anxious to see their animals.
Yes, east end of the village, where when you first came to us, same direction. We kind of moved the stable area around a little bit, so they should still be there, well fed. The shorse has had a bit of a growth spurt for her wool. I think she's responding to some of the feed that we have. This is a local herb that she seemed to like a lot. It's related to alfalfa. We can get you some if Mr. Goodbean, if you would like.
Oh, I'll definitely ask him. He's always, into that kind of stuff and finding new and best feed to keep her wool nice and healthy. It might be time for a shearing too. Who knows? Growth spurt makes me imagine that she's all just a puffball, but I'm sure she just is shaggier than normal.
She's a bit puffy, but I think that's the weather.
Right. I'm not. I think she's the first shorse I ever saw, so it's a bit of an adjustment for me. I'm used to just sheep, and they turn into little big puffballs.
Yes, lovely, lovely creatures. There's the village a few miles to the south. Lots of heap farmers, actually. That's where they make most of their commerce. So I don't know why his accent is slipping that far. That's how they make most of their commerce. So if you are curious, it's not a long detour.
All right, well, Sam probably will be. He loves a good farm. Well, thank you. I'll let them know so they can go visit with them, and we'll let you know if and when we're gonna, hit the road.
Of course, then we will in a few days, maybe the end of today, depending on how long it takes and how tired people are. We will have a commemoration for the fallen soon. I'm glad we won't have to commemorate any of you.
Me too. It's a lot of paperwork when your employees die. I try and play it off as a joke, but it's way too serious in my own mind as I say it, and I'm just yeah, see you later, and I just walk off. It's just that super awkward moment.
I'm leaving. I'll leave. I'll see myself.
I made myself uncomfortable instead of making them uncomfortable. Humor really.
He didn't seem to know how to respond to that, so it was probably a good move.
I'll go tell the group where our animals are, because Lamia seemed like she would want to go see Chetla, and I know that Sam will burn down a motherfucker's house for that, sure, so...
So, you're heading back. Lamia, you're coming back with a few rocks, armfuls of them, to be okay, well, we could just set this next to the pile and then distribute them out. We don't have to go one at a time. While you're on your way back, one of the villagers is kind of passing you, and they actually seem to kind of slow down. They watch you a little bit briefly. It's the most attention any of them has given you so far. Give me a sense motive real quick, actually.
Oh, good. I don't know why I say it like that. I actually have ranks, but that's why.
You don't quite know what's happening. Maybe they're looking at your scars or what, but so you didn't quite get a read of them. So it sort of surprises you after you pass them that they kind of grab your shoulder, not hard, just enough to get your attention.
Yeah.
Just excuse me, I have to ask. Isla, you talked with her, yes?
A little, yeah.
Why Why did you let her go?
Well, we came to... What were the words that my boss used?
She wasn't acting under her own will. But yeah.
They don't necessarily know that or understand it, but...
Yeah.
Did you say that in character, Sam?
I mean, that was out of character reminding you, but...
No, I know. I was
okay.
trying to...
Okay.
Like, Lamia was trying to think of the words that Eli used. The amicable peace. There we go. We came to an
I said ceasefire, because I think she said that she was not necessarily in on peace, but I said ceasefire because peace is a long-term thing.
Yeah. Amicable ceasefire, I think, is the right
Okay,
way to
yeah.
that is the
amicable
terms
ceasefire.
And we're all running for, like, the one true peace.
Not One Piece. Shut up.
Oh.
That's Wednesday. No.
Kind of.
Amicable ceasefire, and in different information taught us that she wasn't really in charge of her faculties.
I think that's the part I don't understand. She's kind of faltering. Sam, you're able to see that Lamia's like stopped talking to someone.
You're in like a big piece of sandstone. Now, basically, sorry, I caught wind of it, and I'm sure the Elder Share and the people in charge will tell y'all soon enough, but basically somebody who had immense magical power was controlling her.
Okay. You see this kind of like...
I mean, she's still a bandit, but
Yeah.
she was a bandit that was controlled to attack y'all.
Okay. They... So she didn't do any of this herself? You mean there's like another person to blame?
Yeah, and that's
who we're blaming anyway.
yeah. That's
Quick reminder to you two. During our discussion, we all agreed with the village elders and with Isla that we are not going to implicate the Dorats in this publicly.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't
because
say
that happened 2 weeks ago. I'm just giving
reminder.
you guys a quick reminder. Because
That is
that
a
was
good
2 weeks
reminder.
ago, and I understand that.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to word it like, and when we find those people, we'll make them pay. Not like I don't know who they are, but when I find those Dora, like, I'm saying it without saying it. Like, I'm not going to say the names, but, yeah.
That
sure.
would be a bluff check if you're trying to like kind of
Yeah, I know.
pass this secret information, basically.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I can word those words honest without being bluffy. And I just know that the gods will look unfavorably upon those people. Just pick up the rocket. Yes.
Yes, they will. Well, okay. I don't understand magic and those things. So
Yeah, I don't blame you.
it is hard to see a face of a killer and not
Want to kill her?
If that I could.
Can I roll up right at the end of this?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say one more thing though.
Oh,
Could
go
I?
for it. Yeah.
One more thing.
Shut up.
Jackie! Miss that show.
There was an immediate difference between who she was controlled and who she wasn't. Okay, now you can go. Sorry.
As I roll up, I'm going to pat you on the shoulder. Real quick, do you know what a puppet is? Like a not like a marionette, but like a... Sam, do you have a sock? Yeah, he's trying to... But anyways, so you have a puppet on the hand, right? And if I punched you with that hand and then handed you the puppet, would you tear the puppet apart or would you slap me?
I I think I would be very cross. I would probably slap you, yes. Or punch
Okay,
you.
but not the puppet. The puppet didn't do anything to you, even though it was on my hand when I hit you with it.
You mean the sock?
Yeah, the sock, the puppet, whatever, the thing covering my hand.
It's a sock.
Right.
Maybe I throw the sock.
Isla was a sock. And the puppet master is who we're after. The person who actually did the punching.
I walk by carrying 2 smaller rocks. Yeah, if I told my bird to, like, I don't know, drop one of these on your head, would you be mad at my bird or me? I'm the one that told him to do it, you know?
I understand. I
get it. I know magic's complicated and weird, and it's hard to be mad at somebody you can't see.
Be right back.
Okay.
But
thank you for explaining. Just thank you. You see her walk back to finish, dropping off whatever she was going to drop off.
We should do traveling puppet shows when all this is over. Get out of the game, rent a cart, just have a puppet.
Okay, that'd be right on brand at the coin collar.
I can do shadow puppets. I'm really good with those.
But yeah, she goes back over there. You all 3 are together for a moment. Or, well, we'll say Sam probably wandered off for a second and maybe take another load of rocks.
Racks.
Did you learn anything new?
That the village elder is feeling a bit ill, and that Wellmet wandered off to go get some herbs, and then our horses are on the eastern side, kind of where we came in, so, and shores, and that Ginger's quite woolly.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
He's feeling sick?
Yeah, his son was doing all the talking for him. I think he probably just yelled himself hoarse. He's walking around fairly normal. I think he just doesn't have a voice today.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just paranoid.
Sure, it's natural. But I think everybody's feeling a bit ill today, and it's just easier sometimes to say you're sick instead of saying that you're so furious you can't speak, or whatever, right? It's a common tactic, I think, by people.
All right. I guess let me drop off these rocks and place them, and we can go see.
I mean, I think I'm gonna saddle Mix up and go see if I can find Wellmet. I know she's capable, but I still don't necessarily feel like wandering around the wilderness by yourself right now is the smartest idea. So,
do you want us to go with you?
I mean, I'd welcome a companion. I just said it's not very smart to go wandering through the wilderness by yourself, and she's far more capable of that than I am. My one experience with that, I almost got lost, and I had a magic compass.
Oh, dear. Well, I don't know how good magic compasses are, so maybe you just had a faulty one.
I'm a city kid. I'll be honest. I know it. It doesn't offend me. It's fine.
Right.
You guys can navigate the wilderness, and I can navigate back rooms and bars. There's 2 separate kinds of people. You got to know your strengths.
Yeah, just like what Wilmette wants to know, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, they said she seemed like she wanted to be alone, but at the same time, I respect that and understand it. But my general concern for everyone's well-being is a little piqued.
Okay, I guess I'll go with you. Just let me drop off these rocks.
Alrighty. I'll head to the stables.
Okay.
So she can meet you there.
Yeah.
One second, reading something. Okay, so you head to the stables.
Sorry.
You're good. Were you able to hear all that?
No, sorry. That
we're going
still
to the
wired
stables.
Mike.
I just told everybody that I basically just told you both in theory the information that I learned from the village elder, and then we're going to the stables.
Yeah. So that's where they're headed now. So as you're coming back from dropping off the rocks you had, we'll say when you got over there to do that, you would notice the woman that you were just talking to a minute ago. You see her take off what appears to be like 2 intertwined, very nice bracelets with like semi-precious stones. So you take that off of her wrist and put it inside of the mound and place a few stones over that. But as you come back, you can see Eli and Lamia like finishing their conversation, start heading towards the stables. They probably say, "Hey, we're heading to the stables," and you guys all move that way, I assume.
While I was putting stuff in there, I placed my.
Sorry.
I would have asked one of the villagers because I have the remnants of that spearhead that burnt. Basically, I know in theory it's destroyed, so I don't really have anything, but
it's fine.
Fire got a metal piece, may not be now tempered or anything, but I'm just be like, is it all right if I place this in there with them?
Yeah. So the village you talked to is like, what is it?
It's a spear I lost during this battle.
Oh.
It's been with me for a while, and I don't want to just throw it away, but I feel like it's something I lost here too, and I can't give them a proper weapon, but it's something to leave something here for them.
That's very kind of you. Please.
No. Put a couple rocks on it. Yeah, I kind of follow suit on how whatever they're doing. I can watch and learn.
So you start burying that, and you see an older woman kind of come next to him. You see him. She kind of points at you as you're doing that, and she was to ask him something, and he like kind of leans over and says like he's explaining something to her, and she gets this like oh look on her face, and then as you're heading back, she walks over and says, "You're a kind boy," and gives you a hug.
No,
a big warm motherly hug.
Well, I don't know how tall I am compared to this woman, but
she's very short.
Okay.
Just think like a little hunched over, not like super elderly, but definitely an older woman.
I'm just things like that can be replaced, but I'm sorry. Yeah.
She kind of ruffles your hair and just says, "These things happen. Just have to keep moving forward with what you have. They died so that we could live, so it's important to live."
They're back in the cycle, so. As people say,
who you presume is her son is just like his mother is good at seeing the bright side. He seems to walk off to get more rocks. Kind of turns his face away so you don't see these like kind of misting out. My dog is going nuts over here, buddy. You're asleep. You twitchy thing.
Oh, banana's trying to eat me.
It wants revenge. But
oh no, it's the banana people.
It has to eat half of you too, because yours.
Watching Harley like wig out when you had the panda head on. I cannot imagine how he would react to you walking in a banana suit.
God.
Just like the full banana suit.
I'm not gonna test that theory.
it's a good way to see how hard he can bite. So you guys head over to the stables. Excuse me. You finally make it back to your. You make it back over there. You see that there are quite a few horses over there. You see a few very tired young villagers. A few of them children, like for sure, maybe 12, 13-ish. And then a couple of the like taller, gangly looking ones, maybe 15, 16, are all tending to the animals that you could tell are not used to all being in just one spot, but they're trying to like kind of keep them out of the way, and since there's so much going on in the village, so they're and not all of these are like mounts. Some of these are like dogs that are village dogs that are just like running around doing stuff or chasing something. So you can tell they kind of have their hands full. One of the older ones comes over and leads you to your animals. Just, yeah, they're right over here. They're right over here. And that one, I think, is that one is the Shorse. Sorry, I have a cough. That one's the Shorse. She got really fluffy.
That one's the Shorse. Is that what he's trying to do? Is he?
He's trying to do the thing where he's I'm gonna make my voice just this one tone, so maybe it won't crack again.
All right. Thanks, mate. I just kind of head to wherever my saddle would be on the wall and just grab it and immediately start saddling my horse, just like when we're talking.
Nix is very happy to see you.
It's like,
he usually doesn't get super
normally
animated,
I've got an apple or a carrot for you, mate, but I don't today. We'll find something for you on the road, though.
Nix is considerably less happy to see you.
It's just one of those,
but still happy.
Well, shoot, I had a Shorse. I don't see a well-trained, maintained Shorse, and man, if only there's a Shorse
right up to you. It is circling
somewhere.
you.
There's a weird heap that's in this way, and I cannot see. You know how woolly heaps are.
You get full-on nudge.
There's a heat farm a little ways away from here too, so we might swing by there at some point. I don't know how much you like farms.
Weird cousins. They got the weird hooves.
So I can't remember. Did we already do the collection of? Okay.
No.
I meant to research how many days have actually passed, but I don't remember.
While you hit the wool grove.
It's been 37 years.
I'm gonna be right back.
So
Dave's gonna go pee.
I could have sworn the last one was rolled when we were in the tower area. And if that is, then it would have been 3 days.
I don't think
it passed.
I think it's been longer than that. I think it's been halfway after we left this village. I think we left.
It's been a minute.
Did Dave change his name to 5 a.m. flight?
He did. So I literally don't fucking remember.
2 weeks.
Let me see. Did I note anything? I think it might even be more than that.
I was moving tree branches and I friggin' got my cuticle messed up on my middle finger and it's bugging the shit out of me.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, let's say 2 weeks, right? So it's 14 days. We're going to do 7 of them normal. And then something different for the next 7.
Ooh.
So, do I need to do 7 wool checks, or do I need to roll? Or can I roll?
You just roll 7 dice. That's fine.
Yeah, it's 1d2. So
yeah, that's all.
7 d2s.
Yep. There it is.
I love
it. So that goes 11 in the first week, and then do that math, and then tell me what it puts, and then boop what it puts her at.
Okay. It's double what she had.
Mm-hmm. So she's at 22. All right, and then for the next 7 days, you're gonna roll. Instead, it'll be 7d3 plus 7. It's basically 1d3 plus 1 for each of those days.
7d3 plus 7?
Yes. Because it's basically, for each day, it's 1d3 plus 1. So for 7 days. Yeah, she had a jump. That's a lot of 3s. Holy shit. You almost rolled max. Jesus.
Yeah. 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
She's such a woolly girl.
Yeah.
40. Oh, I'm doing the math in my head because I can do basic addition, guys.
That's 47.
Even though I'm cheese deprived. That's what I had to go get some to snack on.
The cheese helps you with math?
It helps me think.
It makes them sharper.
So, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
So it's 47.
47, yeah. I'm going to boop it again.
Panda, brought to you by cheese. Or
Yes.
no, you know how they say like they have like powered by like natural gas or powered by solar power? Just powered by cheese on Panda.
So yeah, she's obviously way more floofy than she was when you left her. He says, he's like, yeah, that's because we got her on the, we just call it field sprouts, but it's kind of like alfalfa, but it's a little shorter, and like the grain part, like the little, well met would know what it's called, but this little like stick outy part that you usually peel off if you're gonna make something with it, this part is a lot longer. This is field sprouts. She really likes them.
Can I do a check to see if I know what those are called? Chris doesn't know what those are called.
Right. No, you don't need to check because you're trained. You would just what you would call them is just wild alfalfa.
Okay.
You would call it like a wholly different thing. But apparently, yeah, whatever kind of it that grows out here, even though it's really similar, maybe it's like higher in nutrients or something like that, but it definitely made her coat grow a lot more. But there you go. You got a very floofy Shorse, who's very, very happy to see you. She does look well maintained. Not as much as like a professional city groomer or something like that. They are obviously gonna like just pay attention to making sure that she doesn't get all matted or tangled or whatever, and they're not making her try to look cosmetically like gorgeous, but they definitely have kept her looking good. He says, "Oh God, I'm super blurry."
Yeah, I was about to say as Patrick disappears into the fog of time.
She got lost in the low res forest.
There we go.
So I really don't know why it's losing me. I wonder if it's because of these.
No, like it's trying to focus on something behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so he says we can get you like a couple of bundles of it if you want. So that she really likes it.
Yeah, I would be more appreciative. What do those normally run? Is that more than regular feed, or is that like what is that normally?
It would. I mean, from here, no, you wouldn't have to pay for it. You could just have it.
Oh, I mean, I want to at least, compensate you for your time.
Okay. Do you have like a knife or something?
Sorry,
I broke mine.
I looked at the fucking Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ignore me. Anyways.
I got a El Daggero, I believe. Because everybody has a free dagger.
Yeah, everyone has a free dagger.
Yep.
So I don't use it much. I don't think I've ever used it.
I assume would get used as a tool in some cases, but
yeah, for cutting stuff or whatnot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here you can just have this old one I got. I can pick another one up in town. It's not like they're pretty common, but out here, it sucks to lose a knife. I know that.
Yeah, it does. I broke mine, so Dad said I had to make a new one, but it takes a while. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, so are you handy at the forge, or you're gonna make a
little? I'm learning. but I can't learn here because no one here really knows it. I have to go like a ways over. And Mom got sick for a while, so came back and was helping around a bit while she gets better. And it's a long story. She wasn't sick; she was having a baby, and so.
That could be considered like. I'm not even. I look around for women. I'm just.
Some around, yes.
I have a sense in the back of my head
I'm
right
gonna
now.
ride away from this conversation before I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I have a sense going off in my head where I'm now going to be quiet. And stop what I was saying.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, I'm learning how to do like weaponsmithing. So.
Oh, be sure to learn like.
He's a parasite to his face. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I forget what it's called.
It's just rude.
It's specifically like horseshoe smithing. It's called something.
I also forget what that's called.
I mean, the smithing of horseshoes I don't know, but taking care of and putting them on is a farrier.
Farrier.
That's the people who do that.
Yeah.
Farriers are the ones who clean the hooves and put horseshoes on people.
I think they also make horseshoes.
They might,
or at least some of them do. But yeah,
they specifically do the hoof cleaning and stuff.
Well, it would be important to like learn, proper like plow making, and I mean a lot of that is shared between stuff, I believe. But like farriers they always have work, so sure learn basics.
I can do stuff like like nails and rivets and other things. So I don't really know what they're for sometimes.
Well, any kind of fine tool like that is always going to be in demand.
Shrugs. I mean, I guess it's good money, and I like animals, but there's a lot of people to do this. So, thanks for the knife.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck.
Part of farrier school is forging horseshoes. So, I looked it up because we have one of the best farrier schools in the country in Purcell, not far from here, because obviously this is Oklahoma. Where else would you do it? And I was just typed in like Oklahoma farrier school courses, like, yep, forging. So there you go.
Not to be confused with ferrying school, where you take people across bodies of water.
Thank you.
It's very different. It's very different. Chiron would be proud of you, though.
So long.
That joke.
Yes.
As you approach, the animals all seem to get a bit more uneasy.
Yeah.
Even like, cause you see some of the dogs and stuff that are running around, and like some kid chasing them, and like a dog literally like stops abruptly, like mid sprint, and just kind of whirls to like just give you the wide like whale eye kind of look, where it's like looking at you from the side. We can see the whites. Which is normally a sign of aggression. It's not with Harley. I think it's just because his head's funny shaped, so you usually see the whites in his eyes. But he's like never aggressive. So, but with most dogs, it's a sign of like, I will bite you.
Yeah.
It's like 10 feet from you. You're not even like you're close to it. But it just like whirls so quickly that like the little kid chasing it just like trips over it, and like the dog tumbles for a second and seems to like remember what it was doing. And it does bark at you a couple of times, then runs the other way as the kid is like, ow! Like, skip my knee! Gets up and he's like limp running after the dog. See that happen. Some of the animals that are like in the stables are getting a little bit more uneasy, and you walk up and Ginger actually walks to the other side of Sam and stops there. Nyx moves and puts you, Eli, between him and Lamia. Because they're prey animals, so they're...
Yeah,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's why we gotta get a donkey. They'll fuck up a Lamia.
They would have more of the dog's reaction. Is this donkey barking? Hold on.
In fight or flight, donkey shows violence. Fight or flight makes you
usually
violence.
fucking do.
I love donkeys, dude.
But yeah, you notice that's happening. And And so you go to try to get Chetla, and Chetla seems very uneasy.
Yeah. Yeah, Lamia raises her hand up, and available for petting like she would normally do. But her hand is trembling a little. Her hand is trembling a little. Glad I put points into it. Or more points. Gah.
That's pretty bad. That's a pretty bad check.
It wasn't a 1, at least.
Oh. Sorry. Oh.
So while he's looking this up,
just a companion. She's not an animal, like an animal companion. She's just a regular animal. So, yeah, she just will not come closer to you. She just backs all the way up to the back of the stable and kind of sputters, kicks a few times, and bucks her head a little bit. Looks like she's kind of on the verge of being like trying to go out the other end that there's a wall at, instead of getting closer to you.
Yeah. At that, Lamia's gonna flee the, barn.
The hell?
So yeah, you take off. And yeah, Sam, Eli, you can see that happened. You see as Lamia leaves, Chetla comes back to where she was, and is like standing there and just kind of watching. Doesn't seem spooked anymore. It's just kind of like, it's hard to tell. It's a horse, so you can't really tell what it's thinking. But
well, I'm about to. Are you ready
to tell what it's thinking?
Are you about to have to come up with a voice for Chetla?
Yep.
I gotta speak with animals. Yeah, I'll cast it. Because basically everybody was acting weird.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I'll boop one of those off. Not both of them. Took double speak with animals. Just, I
see no boop.
I'm like, no, did it not boop?
I see no boop.
I must have missed.
Yeah, I also don't see a boop.
Spell level.
Yeah, you got to put the spell level
First.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Hey, you recovered it.
Is that me beats?
Yeah, Xaxes, buddy. The ancient law of meets beats.
So you say a couple of words, and a few specific gestures came to you in your prayers. As the knowledge and wisdom of animal speech comes to you
yes.
from this spell. Remember how I said there's a lot of animals running around here?
Hey.
Exactly. All the animal noises suddenly are just like, dude, what the fuck? What was that? What was it? Hey, whoa. Like, what is wrong with you? What is that? Who is that? Who are you? Get away from me. Get away from me. You just hear like all sorts of shit going, or like maniacal laughter and
just
all
a
kinds
cat
of crazy shit.
watching somewhere.
Yep.
As cats would sound like. But yes, I'll just be like, hey, all y'all, and try to get everyone's attention, animal-wise at least.
You can definitely tell some of them start paying attention to you just from the novelty of, oh shit, I understood that.
Yeah. Right. Hey, no, you guys, definitely you. I point at Chetla. All right.
Ears come up.
Yeah. This is new. I know. Our dear friend, your good friend, who loves you dearly, has had some changes. All right.
I noticed.
She may be a little bit more, like a predator now. And I know how some of y'all feel about predators.
She's scary now.
Yeah, I know. She scared me a little too. All right. That's not her fault.
I didn't blame her, but she is scary now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the wolves and the hunters. The ones who shoot horses to get their riders. She's like them now. But I still like her.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want y'all to be nicer to her, or try your best. Because she's been through some stuff recently, alright?
The dog that barked at her is you could hear him sort of behind you somewhere. It's just like, dude, she's freaking me out.
Yeah, I know, alright? But, you know, when I was a kid, I was kind of scared of dogs.
Why? What dogs? Where? Its voice is getting more distant. You can like see it's running away as it's talking.
But you know,
it's gone.
We'll leave that one to its own. But I just want y'all to try extra hard. All right, and I know that might be asking a lot for you, but you know we had to go up against like the apex of apex predators, and I even talked them down into helping us. Them damn 8-anks. I don't know if y'all know what those are. I don't know if all animals know. Well, that's something to think about.
Do all animals know what other animals are?
They have no fucking clue what you're talking
weirdly
about.
awkward, like kind of racist thing you just said about animals.
Yeah. We had to deal with some of the most apex predators, the biggest things around that will just kill for fun. All right?
Oh,
and you know, we still had to show respect to those things, as not to be hurt by it. So, if you can't show her kindness, at least show her respect.
Chetla kind of agitates in the stall and says, "But I did not mean disrespect. I was afraid."
You know she would never hurt you. I say with more convincing than I actually said.
More convincing than Panda. Jesus.
I don't think that Lamia would ever knowingly intentionally hurt Shetla. So.
And Sherlock will chime in and say, "Yes, Lamia is your friend as Sam is mine. We are a flock, perhaps, or herd for a horse."
I'm glad you're not a crow.
Is a horse a herd?
A gallop? I'm not sure. We would just call any animals in a field, you know, livestock, you know, a herd of sheep, herd of goats.
Shetler just chimes in the middle of that and says, I understand. I do. It's not... I don't want to be afraid. I will stand still.
Mm-hmm.
I will try.
And I'll go talk to Lamia and get her back in here. You know, you'll see that there's nothing to be scared about.
But there is. She's different now.
I'm different.
Just
I can do this.
Because I'm in here. When he's talking, I can understand him. I obviously can't understand the animals, but I can understand him, right? Okay. So I'm just wondering, because I'm only hearing his have the conversation, so I'm just standing there confused.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure it out. So I'm just like, yeah.
It's him talking with the occasional like kind of animal noise coming out.
Yeah. I was just wondering how confused I needed to stand there and stare at him during this conversation. Because half a conversation is mildly confused. Animal noises coming out of Sam's mouth is incredibly confused. Because
What are they
just
saying?
not gonna know what happened. Yeah, exactly. So.
Why are you quacking to a horse? How does this work?
How does this work?
Do all animals speak animal? Or does like a horse speak horse? If they're from the Asani nation, do they speak different horse? Like,
All right, sorry to interrupt. Keep talking. I just was curious as to how I needed to RP the situation.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
but yes.
But you are speaking to us, but you've always spoken.
Yeah, and I'm sure you know like certain words like carrot or apple. I look at Nick's.
Nick's just,
you know,
yeah, apple.
Yeah, you know
that he is not eating.
yeah. You know words, but like to truly understand what we're saying is different. Anyway, I'm having a philosophical conversation with animals. No, but she's my friend and your friend, so just want you to try.
I am offended that you think I did not.
I apologize.
I will try again.
Would you like some alfalfa?
Yes. I would love some.
Pet chat a little bit. Hey, by the way, I'm sorry I tried to get you through that Krampus way back. That tight fit kind of scraped you up a little bit. I never got to apologize properly for it.
Oh, it's okay. I understand. It would have been nice to go. It was just difficult.
You're a big girl. Pat. That's a good thing.
I am big. But I am also Chetla.
To slightly interrupt, because I think this needs to be said, Ellie has put out that a group of hawks is a kettle. So, we are kettle.
No.
Well, with that as well, I will say in character,
I'm a saucepan.
This kind of conversation, be like, where I'm from, we call the group of horses a harass, not a herd. But either way,
harass? That's bad.
Harass.
You shouldn't harass horses; they'll kick you.
No, mate. A harass is a group. Never mind. I'm just like walk off. Because we didn't have like stable herds of that's wild horses. Never mind.
Stables are where you keep horses.
At this point, I'm like trying to leave now. I'm just like, let's go.
I need to speak with Eli. I need that spell. He wants apples.
I know he does. I didn't need you to speak with animals to tell me that. Look at him.
Dude, hell yeah.
He just has a face just like horse face. Look at him. Obviously.
I heard that. We're getting apples. I heard it.
Yes. Whatever the local equivalent of fruit that we can find is.
So you go get Lamia?
Yeah.
Sam?
During that time, Lamia basically rushed back out to help with the rocks again, but like she is angrily doing it with bitter tears and gritted teeth. So she looks terrifying while she's trying to help.
There are a lot less people working on it. They've decided to take a break.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm sure by following her wolf paw prints in the ground now, that's what her feet are. I can track her very easily.
You can find her pretty easily, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that big a place.
I mean, okay. It looks like you're about to murder somebody with a rock. You alright?
Sorry, just.
Lamia looks at Sam.
No.
Takes
not
a
me, I hope.
Takes a big deep breath. No, I'm not gonna murder anyone.
Okay. Well, I had a chat with the everybody in there with magic stuff. I forgot I was surrounded by animals when I cast that. It was an event. Talk to Chetla. She's just a little wary because you've changed a bit.
Hey! The dog is back. Tell that lady she's weird! He's growling.
The dog wants to say that he thinks you're weird. Sorry. Are you happy?
And when Sam said,
I didn't want you to hurt her feelings.
He didn't want to hurt your feelings. Meant no offense. He's just wary of you.
When Sam said, because you changed, Lamia throws whatever biggest rock she had at the moment on the ground, like in anger.
Shit! Dog runs away.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. No, I explained to him it's not your fault that you're different, Stuff
it
happens.
Is.
I know, I lied to him, though. And it's... Situations happen.
Oh, sorry, give me a second. Someone was trying to talk to me.
Well, tell him to go away. No, fine.
Yes, hello? No, I didn't order 3 things of ramen noodles. The value packs.
Oh,
I can't believe.
This is
I guess I'll eat
perfect
it.
time for me to say that.
Hold the
did you know
donuts.
that burial is called inhumation?
I'm sorry.
I didn't know that. Like burial of people.
Inhumation. It's like
inhumation.
Exhumation is taking
To
a body
exhume
out.
the body's out,
Inhumation is putting a body in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't like that.
I didn't either. I was trying to look up something
yeah,
about rock
I'm sorry, I'm
mounds
back.
because we were talking about burial mounds, and that came up. Yeah.
Sorry,
Last
we were
thing
filling.
I remember,
Yeah,
Sam was talking.
Situations
really-
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, situations happen. Like, you got hit pretty hard out there, and of course, you know the stuff that had happened to you helped you get back up. Did you explain that to us? That's what happened.
No.
Okay. I'm assuming that.
She very much looked fucking dead though, and then got up with
Yeah.
red eyes and sharp teeth.
I'm sure I told you about that because I literally witnessed that happen because I was standing over you being unconscious, giving you a potion when she just like popped up, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, like I know Mr. Guy has looked out for me before and helped me, and it would only make sense that somebody has an interest in you would look out for you. Whether that be a good thing or a bad thing. But that's, again, not your fault that they changed you when they helped you. Like, that's really not your problem, or not your fault on that.
It is, Sam.
It is your problem.
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's fine that you think that. It's okay that you're wrong.
Sam, I was asked, and I said yes. So it makes it my fault. I'm just frustrated. Because it's more of him.
That's
Lamia
not
will
much.
tug down her shirt a little, like into the area that looks all healed and such. This part isn't my skin anymore.
See, the scars are missing.
No.
It's just like a patch that there's no scars on.
I mean, I don't know a lot about your culture, but I know that kind of stuff's important. But saying yes to that that's like saying if I had a knife to your throat and me asking me, it's like, do you want me to not kill you? Yeah. Like, of course you're going to say yes to survive. That's not much of a choice.
No, I'm just upset right now because it's more of him.
Well, you know we'll skin that wolf when we get to it, you know, like, just... We'll figure that out, alright?
Sure. So I guess you said you talked to them? I guess...
Yeah, talk to Chetla, Nix, and talk to Ginger. I think she was busy eating alfalfa. All the dogs. I love dogs. I believe there was a cat in the vicinity. I heard plotting about something.
I guess you should share your shores, and then we can... I'll head out with Eli.
Oh, he's fine. Or she's fine. Yeah, she's not...
In this?
Yeah.
If we travel?
She's got, good... She's about halfway there, before definitely needing to be sheared.
Yeah, she'll get frizzy, but she'll be comfortable. She'll just be dried off later.
Like, anything above 75% is where she starts having problems. And we're at, 50, right? What I looked at.
You're at, 47 or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess if Chetla doesn't want me to ride on her, though, could you help steer her?
you might go talk to her and you bring her some food. All right, I gave her a little alfalfa earlier, and you might just talk sweet to her and try and get like. Think of it like she's a different horse. You know, she's not used to you. You're a little different person now. You got to build that trust back up. Is my mic still on?
Lamia just nods.
Very good. Excuse me.
Let's go.
Balls. There it is.
Ginger's, sorry, I'm looking at the chat, and Ellie thinks that Ginger likes apples. Wrong. She's a persimmon girl. She likes the persimmons.
Well, she's bougie, I see.
Bougie. But then bougie taste.
Okay. So you guys head back over to the stables. Eli, you went off to try to find Wellmat, right?
Yeah, I was tired of waiting on everybody, so I just impatiently skedaddled against my own advice from earlier.
Okay. They were off for a little while. It doesn't take too long to find her. She's not that far. In fact, even like just when you get kind of outside of the buildings, where like all like the last couple of huts are, you can kind of see her a little bit in the distance in the sparse trees and such.
Okay.
Like she's just sitting with her back to a tree. There's a basket next to her. So you actually like ride out there, or do you just let Nyx chill and then walk through the trees?
Yeah, we'll trot up because I owe this boy some fruits of some kind. I owe this boy a snack, so.
Okay, so you trot over there. So some clop of hooves and such, and as you get closer, she kind of looks back and notices you and stands up as you approach. And says, "Good morning."
Morning.
I trust you enjoyed your breakfast, and hello, Nyx.
It was pretty good. Speaking of breakfast, I'm looking to get this lad a snack. Do you know where there's any good fruit-like thingies around here? I don't know. It grows locally. He's a big fan of apples, but they're not everywhere.
He is. I don't have any whole apples, but I have some dried ones that I've had them for a while. Let me find out if those will do. She chants a couple of words and leads in and says, "Are dried apples okay?" That's so vulgar. He curses a lot.
Language, boy. It's funny since I never did, obviously. But, yeah.
That's okay. He has character.
It's probably a good thing I can't understand him, and I'd have to constantly tell him not to do that.
And now he's laughing. He's just kind of animated, moving, and
yeah.
She brings out like a few, like you see handfuls of like it looks like kind of like apple chips.
Mm-hmm.
Gets him fed with some of those. She does have a couple of carrots. So while she's feeding him, she says, "So you just came out here to get him a snack?"
I also came out here to check on you. Two things at once, you know, two birds, one stone, all that.
Well, I am alive. I am doing all right, all things considered. It's sobering to actually take stock of all of the people that you knew and will never see again, at least not in this life.
I slide off Nick so I can just stand and talk to her while we're kind of standing here instead of me being on horseback, obviously. You know, like, it's different. It's a different age at the end of the day like that, right? It's the dawning of a new era of life for everyone who made it to the other side.
It is true. And, well, I don't know. It's hard not to feel like I could have done more, you know? And I'm not fishing for a pep talk or anything like that. I know these are just emotions I have to go through.
Good, because I'm fresh out of pep talks. I feel like I've been giving him left and right, and I don't know if I have any pep left.
Where do you get yours? Where do you get your pep? Who gives you a talk when you need it?
I have a very aggressive shadow, and he is relentlessly positive. And also, kind of I don't know. I'm trying to find a nice way to say that he doesn't accept reality at face value, but, you know.
I think realities may be different for a shadow
Probably.
than it is for others.
He's a little too cavalier with I don't know, extreme danger. This is coming from someone who's incredibly cavalier about extreme danger far too often.
Well, I suppose it at least... I don't know. I guess you have an enabler.
I just shrug, look at my shadow. Yeah, you hear that? You're an enabler. Like,
how are the other two?
What? Probably not the best. Sam seems to be doing okay. He's a bit off, maybe. I don't know. But Lami is struggling a bit. You can tell.
Oh. Hydrate.
I think I just did that a second ago. But I'm going to do it again.
No! I'm going to dehydrate my mouth. I'm going to get a fan and point it in my mouth.
Can't drink water there, bud.
Yeah, she's having a rough one. I don't know exactly what all happened. I just know when she got up out there, it was certainly something, and it's been different.
Yeah, so, I don't remember her having, the teeth,
red eyes and
the
teeth.
Eyes
yeah. No, it's bit concerning.
It's very concerning, and I think it speaks to a deeper thing. The animals are not comfortable around her.
Yeah, I just observed that when we were going to pick up the horses, or my horse, anyways. I got out of there. Sam started talking to everybody, and I just left because he wasn't getting anywhere. We were arguing about what a group of horses is called, and he made the mistake of casting Speak with Animals in a crowd of animals.
At the stables, yeah. Yes. I would not have advised that. Did they ever catch Charlie? The dog?
Oh, no, I think he's still running about. I think they caught him and then he left again. He's free again.
I should probably get back. He'll listen to me. It's a very spirited animal.
I know one of the kids was pantsing hard, so I'm guessing they caught him, but then a dog, at least, I'm assuming it's Charlie, darted off in the confusion.
Well, he should have some help. He's never going to catch that dog on his own.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I will head back too. I've had enough time to meditate. Is there anything I can do for all of you?
I don't think so. I was actually coming to see if you needed help. We're just kind of, waiting on my hidden knowledge to be back in my brain before we make a plan.
I have to check on some patients and make sure the children don't get torn apart by domesticated animals.
Yeah. As they want to do.
But those are things I can do on my own. If any more spear-wielding bandits with a chip on their shoulder show up, though, I will probably need your assistance.
Well, that I hopefully can provide.
Okay. We'll come back as you, I guess, head back into the village. So Sam, you and Lamia get back to the stables. Most of the other animals leave immediately. You can see, as you're walking over there, you see what looks like you're not really sure, just looks like some maybe a chewed up like stick or a reed or something. It looks very well attentioned by someone or some creature. And from far away, you hear the dog just like, hey, that's for the weird lady. ain't no way I'm going over there, but it probably sucks to be weird, so maybe that'll cheer her up.
Dog brought you a stick.
You just hear a dog barking, Lobby.
What?
Yeah, he's still kind of scared of you, but he wanted to say sorry, so brought you a stick.
Oh, okay. Lami will pick it up.
It falls apart. It's just like...
Okay. I throw the stick where the dog is barking in a friendly manner. You know, the go get it boy kind of way, not an aggressive.
So you throw it back over there, and Sam, you just hear, dude, what the fuck? I just gave that to you. Well, it's mine again now. She whirls around and goes back after it. And you see a very tired child, like, come back out from behind the other huts, just, Charlie, hold on, I'm tired. He sits down. And eventually you see the dog run over to that kid with the stick, drops the stick, starts, like, licking his face. But that's taken care of now.
Yeah. Okay. What? You said alfalfa. Let's see.
What?
To treat Chetla with some alfalfa.
Alfalfa. Sorry, I thought you said Aldolfo. I was like, what the hell's Aldolfo?
Aldolfo is a name.
Is it, though?
Yes, it is.
You'd be surprised how many names you don't think are names.
Because that just sounds like letters in a combination.
Yeah. There were what is that name of that guy? There was like a super famous serial killer named Adolfo something, like Constanzo or something like that.
Good to know.
Yeah,
here's
welcome.
some alfalfa. And I'll just be petting Chitla. Saying soothing things. That only lasts like a minute per level or whatever, so it's probably going bad. But
Yeah, probably.
unless it's fun. If it's fun, it can keep going.
At this point, I think it's definitely over.
Okay.
I gave you the last bit with the dog. It's fun, but
Yeah, that's what I was just checking. Because I was like, I don't think that dog can still talk, or like I can still understand the dog. But if it's funny, it's fun.
So you're gonna try to get
Like assist
Chetla to like be chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go with just handle animal rolls, or I would allow you, because you don't really have anything taking up time or anything. You can take 20 on it. It just means it's going to take like over an hour.
I mean, as far as I know, well, no, that's right, because Eli hasn't made his way back. We don't know where he is. So, I'd do an animal handle.
But you know he's going to talk to Wellmet, and that you're waiting on his spell thing to end.
Yeah, but we don't know
nothing's happening until then.
where
It could
Wellmet
take
is
about an
out,
hour.
if she's far out, and we haven't done that research.
But it could be more than an hour, so taking the hour is not a huge deal.
The question is really like, are you just trying to take as long as you need, unless something interrupts you, or are you trying to kind of get it done in a short or reasonable amount of time because you're wanting to be able to move on to something else?
I'd like the first one.
Okay, so you're just going to take as much time as you need. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you are Chetla's master, so you have to lead the check, but Sam can, of course, aid.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're not going to have to roll. We're just going to... you'll just get a bonus. Oh, Sam, you'll have to roll, but... Actually, no, you don't. It's taking 20. We'll just assume you're able to add a +2. So what is, Lamia, your handle animal +2 as if you rolled a 20?
As if I rolled a 20, that'd be a 30.
A total of 30? Okay.
With the +2.
Yeah, that beats the check then. Over the course of, say, the next 10 minutes, because that's when Eli's going to come, we'll get back. It seems like it's going to take a while. She's just really skittish, will not approach you. Like, she even seems like she's trying to, like, she kind of like leans towards you a little bit, and then just backs up when you like take a step or reach a hand or do anything towards her. Mm-hmm. And it just takes a long time of coaxing and cooing and waiting and leaving for a second and coming back and trying again. 10-minute mark or so when Eli gets back, and Eli, you can see that they're just like hard at work doing this. No real progress has been made. Is there any RP or anything that happens in that moment?
I'm just gonna let him. I'm not gonna interfere. I was already in the way earlier, so.
Okay. So just maybe say like, "Hey, talk to Well-Met. She's coming back."
Yep.
We're just
that's
waiting.
Pretty much it.
You know, just kind of give him like the quick and dirty of it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're safe. Glad she's safe.
Okay. So a little over an hour goes by, and like you're just gradually, painfully making like little bits of progress at a time. And then finally you get her to take the alfalfa, and you're able to like kind of pet her a little bit, and she still seems sort of tense, but very slowly relaxes.
I think this is the best we can do.
Yeah, she'll get more used to it, I'm sure.
Right. Eli.
Yep.
As you're watching them kind of finish that up, and you see Chetla finally kind of chill out, and Lonnie is able to like pet her and gets a brush and is able to start to kind of brush her mane and just have that little bit of a bonding moment to be like, "Hey, see, look, I'm not gonna eat you. You know that thing I've been telling you for 2 hours?"
Like, it's true. It's amazing.
Right about the end of that, you hear a familiar voice. Sounds like Clint. Just almost like it's in your ear.
Yeah.
It says, "Mr. Wasif, if you're still alive, and I very much pray you are, this sending is for you. You can respond to it. It's just between us, so don't be afraid of sharing any specific details now. What are you up to?"
Oh, okay. Well, right now we're wrangling horses. We just finished fighting a bunch of bandits in a town. They were sent by some not so friends of ours.
As you say, you
Yeah.
can feel the like sensation of magic stop. Fuck. It is. A few seconds later, you hear his voice again. "Forgot to tell you, you only get about 25 words each go around, but we'll have a few. I heard something about these bandits and the like." What'd you say, Molly?
The true hell of Eli Wasif.
Only having 25 words.
Yes.
I am a verbose individual.
He says, "I heard very little about what got y'all sprinting on back out there to a village." Doesn't sound like that's the end of a sentence, but it does stop there.
Yes. We were warned of an attack on the village and by what's the word? By bandits, anyways, and perpetrated by financed, or that's probably not the word, but I'll use financed by the Modrics. So we had to go stop it.
Okay. You hear him say, "Yeah, they've been doing their normal moving and shaking about here, acting like everything's alright. I figured something bad happened. Are y'all okay?"
Well, we're all in one piece, so to speak. Okay is relative.
The next reply is, "Alright, well, I still need to settle up with y'all, so whenever you can, go ahead and head on back to the manor. We won't be too far behind. everything's wrapped up here, and it's been eventful. A little too much to share over a spell.
Same here. We've got quite a bit of goings on to appraise each other of.
That we do, friend. Travel safe. We'll see you soon.
I'll do a traditional Tertian, like go on the roads of safety kind of thing, where people say that thing that everybody from that culture says, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
My only normal interaction with Tertian is just threatening them. I don't know what to tell you.
So, you guys are kind of over there hanging out with the horses and the shores. Excuse me. And I'd say probably Sam glance over and see Eli is just like kind of looking around and seems to be talking to himself out loud. You can't quite tell if he's like actually speaking audibly, but you can definitely see that he's like kind of moving his mouth and like he's speaking to someone. And then that conversation ends. Eli. We'll probably go ahead and head to break now because we're almost at that 15-minute mark where we can go till say 9:30.
Okay, sounds like a plan to me.
Back then.
Yeah.
It's way too hot in this room, and I have my ceiling fan on too.
I almost hit the leave call button on accident instead of mute because I was just like on the wrong side of the thing. That would have been real bad.
God damn it, Dave. But all right, we will see you all in 15. I guess don't die before then.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
I like you all too much for you to just die. Okay. I was going to say, I put some barbecue in my Alfredo food today, and I actually really liked it. Like, shockingly, it tasted way better than normal to me.
Sorry, you were holding that Sunkist, and you said, I put barbecue, and I went...
In the Sunkist?
I had the same concern.
Oh, man.
Then you said Alfredo, and I was like, that... I mean, I wouldn't do that. It's not going to be bad, but it's not Alfredo anymore. Yeah.
Well, so the difference
I would do that if I didn't want Alfredo, is what I would do.
That's fair. But it's also from, like, the preserved jars of Alfredo versus making it from Parmesan and heavy cream. Because I can't have that because my dad cannot eat that.
That's weird. That's way healthier than eating all the preservatives in the jar, but okay.
You'd think, but no.
His
blood pressure goes up so high. He can't eat it.
There's way more sodium in the jar one.
Patrick, I know.
What is he attributing the blood pressure raise to? The heavy cream, specifically?
Yep.
Whole milk and butter.
Man, that sounds like a pain in the butt, but I guess I could try
it's a little more of a pain in the butt because you have to cook it a lot slower, because if you cook it super high heat, then you'll probably end up separating the milk.
Yeah.
Because you'll burn the fat in it and stuff, but
okay.
You still have to cook it down, but
I'll look up a recipe with like those substitutes and think about offering that idea. Anyway, sorry guys. I just wanted to talk about food because we were talking about food.
That's fine.
Or you can do half and half, honestly.
An etymological quest, so where I keep learning about where words came from.
I can contribute to the chat happening in thing where we're talking about Bob the Builder for some reason. At my job, which is in the middle of the night, midnight to 8, I'm security guard at a mall. They have children's rides there, such as Snoopy in a car, and like a rocket ship or a mechanical bull, but it's a kid's mechanical bull, so it's not really a mechanical bull, so on. But one of the things is a Bob the Builder, front end loader, and just walking through the mall at night. It's dark. You hear cars on the highway. And you just hear Just whatever. There's also a Woody the Woodpecker one, which freaks me out because it does the thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, and that one's a lot more concerning. Actually, the one I dislike the most is the spaceship one, where it's just like the beeping spaceship noise, the beep, beep like almost like a sonar type thing.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. That one's the one that's just loud.
Anyway, shall we go back into actually immersing ourselves into this world of Hayethe?
We shall. Okay, so yeah, Eli just had that chat with whom you have no idea. Lamia, I presume you're still petting Shetla. You can probably see Sam noticing Eli, and Eli probably heading back over to you guys now that he sees that you're good to talk or something.
Yeah.
To you. Action.
No.
Sorry, I'm typing in chat.
It's okay, Chetla.
Fuck. What? No. No.
Oh, he's done. I can't keep. I was just gonna keep typing shit. So to you, you're holding up the game now. Are you happy? Sit down. What are you doing? Harley hopped up so.
He also wants to hold up the game.
That actually shocked me a little bit because there was just a white shape suddenly. But yes, to you guys.
I'm gonna derail. Yay.
Yeah, I'm just dealing with that whole thing while you guys are busy. And I'll just kind of like walk in and be like, well, we don't have to go back to the tower place now.
What?
Why?
Well, I just had myself a chat with a generous benefactor, and he told us to head back to his house.
No.
Was he here?
No.
No.
Magic.
Oh. No, wait, this character likes magic. It's like, oh. I said,
You see how it is?
well-
you wound me. And anyways,
I guess we'll do that then. Kind
Sure.
of a shame we won't get to see the rest of the tournament, but...
no, he said it's over pretty much.
Whoa, really?
I mean, we've been doing this for like 2 weeks.
time flies when you're killing bandits.
I was going to say time flies when you're sneaking around in the woods being hunted by, or I shouldn't say hunted by, encountering and running into Narsons and being, hounded relentlessly by a group of troglodytes and bandits.
Y'all think those brownies are doing fine?
I think they're probably doing better than all of us.
Good.
Lamia, speaking of which, when he says it's been like 2 weeks, your memory, you haven't like been a part of the Spirits Path Festival, but you remember it taking longer.
Yeah,
it's usually over a course of like a month or sometimes longer. So it seems like it is over pretty short. Yeah, but you haven't heard any news or anything, so you don't know why.
Maybe it's just this round is over.
I don't know. He said they're basically done there, and so meet him back at his manor.
Well, okay. Not gonna lie, that actually kind of makes me feel good that we'll make our way back that way.
Well, I mean...
depending on whatever your tattoo says.
Yeah, we'll see. But I just mean, I don't know how much it's going to change one way or the other. But apparently we're going to have a conversation with Clint when we get there. I don't know, I just said Cliff. Anyways, Clint when we get there and kind of go over. He said a lot of stuff has happened and he couldn't fill me in over just the spell. So, and we've obviously had a lot of stuff happen. So we're going to have a nice meeting, conference, powwow, pick another word.
You don't have another... Okay. What did you say, Sam?
Shindig.
Shindig, okay. Lamia was saying you don't have another word, Sam, but you did.
Oh, he did. I mean, I could have kept going. It just seemed pointless to elaborate on synonyms.
Okay, well, do we want to get started on preparing to go, or do we want to stay around here for a little bit longer?
Well, I think you said at your leisure or earliest convenience or something along those lines. It wasn't like right now we have to go, but it was quite soon we should go. So we could leave in the morning.
That's the launching for being polite. Like, to take your time, but like, don't, like, he's not expecting us to rush, but also expects to see us, somewhat quickly.
Right.
I knew that's what you were about to expound on. No, that's just Southerner for like, hurry up, but not rude.
I wasn't intimating that we take like a week, but I just meant that we don't have to leave right this second. So I was saying we could set out in the morning instead of trying to hurry up and go now.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sure, I guess.
He'll let us get a little bit more rest. I don't know about y'all. I'm still
I could use
still sore.
A little more R&R for a minute before we head back out on the road anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna go help around the village then.
If they tell you to stop helping, don't be surprised. They've been very kind about, but also pushy with that they expect us to just chill. I don't know a better way to say that, but when I was talking to the village elder's son, he was very like, "Oh, we owe you guys a lot. Thank you very much, and you don't have to do anything. Just sit down." And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go do this." And he was like, "Well, you can sit down." And I was like, "Okay." But I think they'll be cool. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying, if you're running into any resistance, that's why.
So double down on tips again. Got it.
I did not say that in the slightest, but you're free to do
Lamia's
what you
already
want
gone.
with your money.
Just runs away. You're finding there's very little to help with. It actually looks like a lot of people are starting to... Either they're taking really long breaks, or they're just kind of done for the day. You did notice just how tired they were before, so you could maybe assume that a lot of them have just reached their limit, and the exhaustion of the last few days and everything is just starting to catch up with people. That adrenaline, the like danger, and all of that it's been on fumes maybe the past few hours, and it's finally completely run out of gas, and many of them are back inside their houses, or they're just kind of sitting like near their huts and that kind of things, or in like small circles. Some are sitting around the mound and just kind of in solemn reflection. But you don't see a whole lot of work going on right now anymore. The animals, even at this point, now that you've managed to kind of calm down Shetla, they've wandered to whatever part of the stables or like wherever they were going to be and settled down. Or some of the other adults or things have come by and been like, we'll just take them over here. But things definitely seem to have wound down. Mostly just wrangling animals seems to be kind of the last thing that's going on, and you can't help with that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you could stand in a spot where you definitely don't want the animals to go, and then they'll run away from you.
Right? But yeah, so that's kind of what you notice as you go around. There's just not a whole lot to do. You are, you're greeted by some of the people. They seem warm towards you, even if they're otherwise exhausted or sad or whatever else is going on with them. the people probably in the highest spirits, or at least outwardly in the highest spirits, seem to be some of the the remaining militia or warriors that are kind of around. You know that it probably hit them pretty hard, but they're also just kind of in that wow, we lived through that. We got to go, see our families. We're still here. They're just kind of what's the word? They're elated. Some have different outpourings of emotions, but you see some of them just kind of palling out around and hanging out with each other, just in different parts of the village. Some of them drinking a little bit, or playing cards or Hunter's Gambit or whatever they're doing. Nothing too rowdy. The energy level has gone from a maybe an 8 to a 4. So I imagine eventually you probably make your way back to the rest of the group wherever they are. Are you guys doing anything in particular, or do you head back to Wellmet's place and just keep resting? Because I know you're still waiting for midday, for a little bit past midday to...
Probably what I'm going to do is just go find somewhere to take a snoozer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I imagine you head back to where you slept already, which was Wellmet's little area. She's not there at the moment, but she said you were welcome there. So you guys kind of take a short nap. Lami, eventually you go and you find out, some people are like, oh yeah, they headed back over there. You see that they're in there just either starting to go to sleep or have dozed off. Or is there anything else you're particularly wanting to do before you just kind of wait?
I guess I'll just run through basic kata.
So you just go outside and start practicing a little bit.
Yep.
And just burning time, burning daylight.
Yep.
I'll get some milk and I'll make some basic ricotta.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, so
I should not have laughed at that. I should not encourage you.
So Lamia goes through forms, you guys nap. A few hours do pass, of course. Trying to think of how... I've been this whole time considering how this was going to play out, but I think I know. So, Eli.
Oh, thank God.
You think I was going to say Lamia or Sam?
Sam, and it'd be Mr. Gaia, and it'd be like, all right, Sam, you gotta kill your friend. I'm like, no.
That Lamia is an abomination. Get rid of her.
I can fix her.
Anyway, yes, Eli.
Stares at a beat-up gun. I can fix you. No,
When your spell ends, the information that comes back to you doesn't match what left. This isn't the first time this has happened to you, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to say a lot of stuff, just so you know.
Get ready to type it.
Yep, I'm ready.
I'm going to open up my next podcast with that.
I'm going to say a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, what you cast away was just whatever semblance of an idea of what the thing was that you had encountered. You're just like, I'm trying to know what it is. I'm going to get rid of what it is, or what I'm trying to settle on it.
Right.
What it is does come back to you. You remember, this is the Shard of Obedience. This is a piece of... It's a piece of one of the eyes of... I probably have to spell this, but... Elastic. Elastic. Send that to the chat.
Okay. Pretty close. Actually, I think I nailed it. I'm looking at mine. Alright.
You know, it is a piece of one of its 7 eyes. and that it is a very, very powerful magic relic.
Okay.
Now, you don't get the full grasp of its function. You get the communication is almost in memories that aren't your own. You see like flashes of images and moments and other voices speaking. They reveal to you that this shard of obedience, as it is called, when in contact with a sentient, intelligent creature, can usurp its will over them. This shard has a will. It is awake. It is alive. And even as the memory settles into the back of your mind, and the flashes of imagery and things start to like bring you to consciousness, you get the profound, unerring sense that the fact that you know it upsets it. You see a familiar face, that of Tressa Dorat, holding the shard, and a smile curling her lips. And she seems to just do a little sleight of hand trick and disappears. And you see that hand rest onto the muscular shoulder of Isla. You see the hand like kind of slide over to around like the back of her neck, and Isla looks over, and there's this strange fogginess that takes her eyes for a moment, and then they return to normal. She looks a bit confused. And even as that settles, something a bit more abrupt happens. A figure appears about 5 feet away from you. You were sleeping, and so I imagine you're prone.
Yeah.
You actually hear the sound of its shoes like hit the floor, which is mostly just packed dirt, but it's of like hard soles on dirt. The figure appears to be a man in a very well-tailored black suit with what looks like a shawl almost, or a cape made entirely of black and silver raven's feathers. Where his head would be, you kind of see like the shape of it, but there's a mask and some kind of helmet that appears. It almost looks like a plague mask. It looks like a bird-shaped mask. But where the eyes go, you see just these two bright white orbs. You can just barely see underneath it, like the actual humanoid type mouth. You see just pale grayish skin underneath it. And coming down from the back of the helmet, like cascading down, is... You can't tell if it's some kind of, like, downy feathers as well. Excuse me. Or is actual hair, but it is also black and silver. It almost seems like it merges with the cape that they're wearing. And as he appears there, he takes two aggressive, abrupt steps towards you. And you just hear this sharp voice say, "Do you have any idea what you've done? Stand up! Let me look at you." And you kind of hear the finger snap as like you're still kind of getting your bearings of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
He's like snapping at you, and Eli, Sam, you hear this as well. It probably wakes you up too.
I will snap to my feet with the methodical inbuilt training of someone who is used to being commanded to stand quickly.
Yeah. When you stand up, you immediately notice that this man is deceptively tall. It's almost as you're standing, it looks like he gets taller. Like something is messing with your perspective in a weird way. And even like as soon as you get to your feet, you see like the bird mask get a little closer, and it's just he looks huge. You were certain he was standing maybe a step away from you, but as you focus on him more, it almost seems like he's on the other side of the room, and he's just kind of looming towards you with these big glowing eyes. Sam, as you're kind of blinking to sleep away, you see this stuff. It does look like a relatively tall man standing right in front of Eli. You could probably, I imagine, instinctively see kind of Eli's posture. They're like, oh shit, wait a minute. Like there's this big fucking thing looping over
Doing
me.
the like lean where you don't move your feet at all, but you slowly lean your torso back.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Who?
He holds up a finger, just shh. Don't speak. I don't know exactly what you are capable of, but I won't want you causing any more trouble. Where's the third one?
I don't know.
Lamia, you're outside practicing kata. You hear a voice you don't recognize inside. And even as you're noticing that, a raven swoops down out of seemingly nowhere. You didn't see a fucking raven there a second ago. And it kind of hovers in front of your face and just says, "Go inside."
What?
Go inside.
You can talk to me. Hi. Yeah, I'll go in there. My name's Lamia.
Congratulations. And it circles you once and flies off.
Yeah, Lamia will confusingly walk into the hut.
As you walk in, you see what I described. The man's kind of still sort of like leaning towards Eli. It looks a little intimidating even from where you're standing. Like he's just standing over him, and as soon as you walk in, he waves a hand and the door slams shut and disappears.
Are we in the nightmare again?
No,
Right,
you're not.
Okay.
You're not in a nightmare. You are still in the prime plane, material plane, whatever you'd like to call it, in Hayethe. Time is flowing normally, but you have just introduced something into the world that we worked very, very hard to remove. It wasn't done. The ceiling wasn't finished, Mr. Wasif. And you, like, actually pokes your chest, and you kind of feel this weird... It's almost like a tickle feeling, kind of just, like, runs up through your torso. He says, and you and your strange little gifts are meddling. And by the look on your face, it's dawning on me that you have no idea what I'm talking about.
That would be entirely accurate.
See the hand go up under the bird mask. Just... All right. Allow me to explain as much as I can. He walks to the other side of the room, spins around, and sits down in a chair that... There is no chair there, but it looks like he's in a chair, just by his posture.
Yeah, of course. You know how chairs work.
You just remembered something. Oh, it is a cool trick. I rather enjoy it.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to talk.
He's learning. I like this one. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
You just remembered something. Knowledge that you're not supposed to have. You've encountered these things before. I've heard your name more than once now.
Right.
Well, these untruths you have been uncovering, while in their original state, a bit volatile, but harmless. Unable to affect the world at large, generally speaking. They existed, well, they do the opposite of what they were meant to do. That's how we protected them, and protected you from them. But when you sent the knowledge of it, and really all it is condensed knowledge, into the Hollow Archive, it went from... How do I explain this? It went from not being in the Hollow Archive, because that's where it was, to being in the Hollow Archive, because that's where it wasn't. Before your brain melts, basically, it didn't exist, and then you forgot it existed, so it exists now.
Got it. Okay. Oops.
Right. And as much as our wonderful Lady Mishani is benevolent at times and vengeful at others, you have done right by her in certain circumstances. So, our normal tactic of how to handle this sort of thing, just disappear it forever, we will not do. Also, it wouldn't really solve the problem at this point. It's gotten a bit out of hand. Because if one exists, they all exist. Every one of these that was hidden before is now back in its original form. You carry with you the Shard of Obedience, something that can usurp full control over the will of a sentient being. It is a Herculean effort to resist its effects. Simply touching one's skin can cause it to take control. Before, it was not clear precisely what it was doing, and the person who was in control of it, while a problem, certainly, still fit under the purview of Nishani's agents. But now that she has lost control of the object, and you've gotten it, and all these things have happened, it's no longer a secret.
Right.
Oh, so that's not good.
It's very bad. I desperately would like to simply take this thing from you and abscond with it, but it is not so simple. There's nothing with an untruth is so simple. The knowledge is now in the world. It's a piece of this plane. I suppose someone like you, Eli, you could maybe eat it. That might get rid of it.
I arch an eyebrow at that.
Are you still confused? Where do you think your shadows come from?
The plane of shadows.
Is Eli's shadow an untruth?
Of course it's not. No, what were you saying, Sam?
I mean,
light.
Hits a thing, and then, it's like a reflection, but not a reflection. That's the way my grandma explained it.
Interesting. And Eli's shadows all follow that rule.
I do the look left, look right thing.
He is magic, so I mean,
Aldwin's already breaking the fucking rules, doing something completely
of course.
different.
That's why I was
No, yes, in a very bare sense, they come from the plane of shadow, but remember, the plane of shadow is not just one big, dark expanse of empty fields. There are regions there with different rules and effects also.
Right.
And also, a lot of things are hidden in that place. And there's spaces here on the material that they are connected to. Because your world is still new, I hate talking in riddles. Let me try to be as plain as I can. Eli, your shadows come from a very particular part of the plane of shadow. A part of it that is specifically to do with things that are lost. Once present, once known, now no longer. The Hollow Archive has a very special section for names and beings and souls who have died their second death. Is that still too much prose?
It might be. As much as I like to consider myself well learned, I'm still also a bit dumb sometimes when it comes to the nuances of interplanar cosmic existence.
Very well. Aldwin is not your shadow, Eli. You were born without one. He found you because he needed someone.
Huh.
You're a symbiotic relationship. But somehow, you exist in two places at once. One known and one unknown. Here, and in the sphere of loss. That connection is what brings you magic. But it also means you can break certain rules. Didn't you notice how bizarrely easy it was to simply walk into stone temples?
Well,
You met with Vladimiri, right?
right.
Don't you think someone else would have opened that door if they could have?
You know, you make an excellent point. I just, maybe because I'm not from here, I just assumed people didn't go in them for more of a spiritual, social reason, not because they physically couldn't.
Including the bandits hired by the one who's given you this shard.
Oh,
Cares nothing for
okay.
their lives or tradition, right?
sure.
Why
Maybe
didn't
that
they go
time I was
inside?
a little too full of myself. I thought they were literally just there to trap us. I didn't think about the fact that they could have went inside.
Well, they could have. Just not quite as far as you did.
Also, there was a scarred thingy in there. They didn't want to mess with that.
Yes. Small potatoes, though, compared to what you encountered. Alright. Let me level with you. At this point, we need your help. Agents of Mishania can't simply start popping up and doing things out in the open. We are experts, but even experts make mistakes, and you don't get many when secrets are the very source of your lady's power. We have to be separate from these types of things. It would exercise far too much divine energy to make this go away. There are others. Obviously. You are in current possession of one, virtual possession of a second. Oh, yes, the one that you left at your office.
Right.
Different shard.
Okay. Not a shard of obedience like this one. Shard of something else.
They're all different. Even all the pieces from the same eye have different powers.
Okay.
There's a lot to it. A lot to do with the goddess Spera and where it came from. It was a shard of consciousness from a different deity. And when the Desolate Age ended, those consciousnesses split off. Spera remained here in this cosmos. Its representative having brought it enough will to remain and become a deity. Another continued its travels throughout the extended cosmos. But one could not leave and could not ascend. It was confronted with a task that it could not complete, but could not exist without completing, and it broke against the paradox. All 7 eyes it had remained in physical form. They are around. Many accounted for, and not your concern. But this one, unfortunately, while it is not your duty to deal with it, it is in your best interest.
Okay. So, I've got 2 shards of this eye, and I feel like this is a silly question because it's a thing that is mutable with reality, but do we know how many shards there are out there?
Sadly, no. But we know how many you need to collect, which is a much more handy number.
Great.
Bad news. There was one you left behind. And I don't mean the one in your office.
Alright.
Rattling around in a drowned city.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Oh, so you want us to go back there and get it?
I mean, either that, or the person who sought to get it in the first place completes that task. There is a solid chance that's been done already. You may have to confront Tressa to get that one. Honestly, if it were me, I would wait on it. You're not even in any condition to deal with opposition should you make it back in a hurry. And especially if Tressa herself is there. But you will get there.
I don't know what's up with her, but oof.
I could tell you.
But you're not going to, are you?
I haven't decided yet. I'd like to. Because on the one hand, she is my enemy. And on the other, there are rules. I can tell you this much. She has help. The same entity you met in those mines. That's her help. What did he say? Taking away my followers all except one.
Great. Okay, so he's not gone because she still follows his power. That's why he was able to mock us the entire time we left.
He is whole, as he can be, at the moment at least. It's not as if you didn't do anything productive. I mean, it's regrettable that so many souls had to be snuffed out. It's been eons. Many of them may have been willing to change their allegiances if had they the knowledge or opportunity, but the means I don't believe exist, and especially are not in your hands. You made the right choice. Now, I am the servant of a deity of secrets and manipulation, so take that for what you will. But Vladimiri's power does flow through Tressa Torat. The help that I wish to provide you, and that Mishani wishes to provide you, has less to do with revealing secrets that need to remain in her power, and more with dealing with those that you encounter. She is willing to allow you to glean a certain amount of power from each of these shards. something that will combat it. The elements of it, at least. The Shard of Obedience, for example. While you're holding it, because we have suppressed its will for a time.
Sorry.
You're okay. Anyone attempting to control or dominate the mind of one holding this will find that they are fought by the will of the shard itself. It won't be impossible for them to complete a spell or ability that takes control of you, but it will be significantly harder, and the risks outweigh the rewards. You see, failing to overcome the will of the shard means that it gets to reverse the effect. You would not gain control over them, but the shard would. It's good and bad news. The bad part of it is that we have no control over what it desires to do with its newfound host, but its abilities will only last so long. If you wish to deal with it, those will be the times when you'll have the chance to try to understand it, what it wants, and how you can work with it when it has a host.
Got it. That's good and bad, like you said. Helpful, but also possibly bad.
Possibly. So, give and take, yes. You'll learn more about the shard you have back at home once you've had a chance to, I suppose, examine it. These aren't things that I can reveal to you, unfortunately.
What do you want us to do with these? I guess from what you're saying, you want us to go get these, but... I'm lost on why, not necessarily why, but what do you want the end goal to be?
We will need to try to reverse the effect and complete the sealing that was incomplete.
Aye.
A way to truly bind them to the Hollow Archive. Part of that will be contingent on your collecting them, but the rest of it, the highly powerful magics involved in completing that ritual, will be up to us. You just focus on getting them.
Okay.
Outside of the two in your loose possession, there are 4 others. 1 back in the mines, 3 whose whereabouts are unknown.
Okay, so 3 whose whereabouts are unknown. Do we have any, like, starting points, things to look for, general weirdness that might occur in places they could be around?
No offense, Eli, but I think you've been calling these.
The bird-headed man also tilts his head.
Both the bird-head man and I head tilts. We go, mine's not as severe as his.
I've been hanging around Sherlock too long.
Like, you mean they've been coming to me?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but we've also been going to them.
No, I mean... this kind of crazy thing that I really don't understand entirely.
Well, that makes everybody here, except for this bloke, who definitely gets it and can't tell us.
But you say yourself that you have been through so many crazy things, and you act like this is normal.
Well, it is normal for me.
Exactly. I think you're getting just to them, worrying about the rumors and the etceteras. Unfortunately, I think you're just going to find them because they're going to find you.
You know, that's actually would be helpful. But I would also like to find out ways that I can action getting them instead of just waiting for stuff to fall in my lap. I've never been a man to sit around and wait for other people to bring things to me. My job is to bring things to them. It's the business model.
Well, as much as it seems you may be destined to find these, a starting point would be, of course, to seek out things that don't track with the area. Because these shards are now in their raw form, it may match the descriptions of odd occurrences that happen around the stone temples, actually. How the Order of the White Thrush seeks those out. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the rest themselves are in stone temples. That is quite hidden knowledge, especially in the last 60 or so years.
Okay. I guess that's a good place to start. I know you said it's not my duty to collect these, but it's in my best interest. But, like...
What's in it for you?
No, what's in it for me is obviously not the destruction of things I like and bad stuff. I don't understand. I want to say why me. That doesn't make sense. You explained why. I get that. But, like, why now? Maybe that's the better question.
Well, now is when you did the thing with tattoos and the... Right. Before that, it was just a matter of, well, there's one crazy fucker running around trying to control the minds of people and dominate the industry. Which, yeah, sure, that's problematic, but she's only going to be around so long. Now, it's a bit more concerning. She's going to be hunting these. I think that much is clear. You don't find them, she will. And... frankly, Lady Mishani, esteemed Empress of Darkness, Loss, and Forgotten, is not interested in the space of the gods becoming any more crowded, especially with vain entities like Vladimiri.
Oh, okay, so there's enough of them, I get that. One more really important clarifying thing. How much of this am I allowed to repeat to people who aren't these two? I know Mishani's big on not telling everybody what the plan is.
It's true, but if it was such a secret that it couldn't get out at all, I simply can't tell you. So, use your best judgment.
Right.
This is out of her power now, in the moment. So... it's not dangerous as if you'll cross her. It's dangerous in that, well, the more people know, the more may hunt them.
Right. So be discreet. Got it.
Yes. And just to touch on a point about things being destroyed should you fail, the very key thing to remember is... when it comes to villains and the like, evil beings, especially intelligent ones, they don't want destruction. They want prosperity. They just want it on their terms. And they want to be at the top of the pile. Tressa will not destroy Setsegia. In fact, she may make a lot of people's lives a lot better. But those whose lives are not enriched, well, maybe they're forgotten too. We may see a rise in population in the Hollow Archive.
Well, I'm not a fan of that in general. I'll say this. Prosperity for a select few on their own terms that disregards others is generally bad.
He, waffles a hand. You see kind of like a sly, like almost sarcastic smile on his face.
I mean, you know more than you ever want to let on, so you know how I feel about people in positions of authority.
I realize you have dice on your face. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Trying to gain their own level of prosperity at the on the backs of others.
Well, seems that I assume your companions feel the same, so if it is a sense of duty and righteousness that drives you, so be it. We'll take that. Absolutely.
Not sure if duty or if a sense of...
Righteous indignation? That works too.
Sure, I was actually going to go a little more lowbrow and just say revenge, but that doesn't even necessarily encapsulate the feeling.
I was thinking responsibility.
I've been running away from that for the last 22 years. How old am I?
Sense of pride and accomplishment.
Well, you all have your reasons. As long as they work, as long as you can wield them as your sword against whatever you deem to be the darkness, cannot encroach upon your light.
Nailed it, by the way.
We will use.
Oh, that was. Sorry. That's what I was saying. I nailed it. I said 22. I was right.
Couldn't
remember. Okay. And we take everything you say with a grain of salt, of course, as you've stated previously. You're the servant to the deity of lies and secrets.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I could tell you what you should and shouldn't believe, but I sorely hope you wouldn't take me at my word.
Right. Yeah.
But I think you can ferret out on your own which aspects of this don't need lies and are quite accurate and realistic to what you already know.
Well, I
guess. Oh, sorry, go
Oh,
on.
I was going to say, I guess you painted us into a bit of a corner here, knowing exactly what to say to get the three of us to believe in what we're doing and to not headache it too much. I guess we'll just go ahead and do that.
Well, you will be rewarded, of course. It's only fair. We don't like debts going unpaid, and we do, to an extent, still owe you for your already rendered service to one of our own. This is not a debt Mishani must pay, but her servants. And you will see that payment in due time, when it is needed. And in fact, he reaches into the cloak, pulls out what just a business card. All you see is, it looks like the raven head mask that he's wearing. It's like on the front of it, and it's just inked filigree around the sides. There's no words or anything on it. Hands that over to you.
I just kind of do that thing where I flip it over and then I flick it. This is really nice.
Thank you. Yes, I made them myself. But yes, that will call me to your side should you need my aid, either for information. I am at liberty to answer up to 3 questions. And there are some I can't answer, and they won't count against you. I'll just tell you I can't answer them.
Well, that's new.
Yes.
I say new, but that's novel. Nice. Usually when you get questions and they say I can't answer it, it counts.
Of course, yes, but what sort of reward is that? That's just... I would like just to leave this on amicable terms. I don't want you to think negatively of my lady and her tactics.
Right.
Of course, if you need my help in battle, I'm willing to render that service as well as a summoned entity, no true danger to myself unless you are fighting something truly horrific. And I'm quite talented with magic myself. Once you can do this. Either of these.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in a very special place. I put it in my inside coat pocket, just one of the secret pockets, because this is my pickpocket fancy clothes. So I just put it in my secret pocket.
As long as you remember you have it, you have it.
Great. That's a neat trick too.
So no tattoo on that.
Right, unless that would save it from being confiscated.
True.
Because then when I remember, it'll show back up in my possession, right? I ask
Good idea.
Okay, yeah. That's the best way to hide something I've ever found.
It's quite a good one. Excuse me.
Come on, roll 20. Let me add stuff to my gear bag. What is going on?
Yes, thank you for this opportunity to not get disappeared.
It was in everyone's best interest. You're already so close to it and you're capable, and otherwise we'd have to go asking someone for help who's not even in on it. That's a mess.
Surely we wouldn't want that. Okay, so is there anything else we need to, No, do?
Yes, lots. But in due time and likely of your own recourse. Mr. Goodbean.
Yes.
Your family misses you.
Which ones?
All of them.
Oh.
You were awfully close to death before. We nearly had a conversation, actually.
Yeah. Wait, are you one of mine? I thought Mr. Guy was looking out for me. Are you?
Perhaps she's motherly, but others can look after the children. Doesn't have to be the parent.
Okay. No
Lots
offense.
of us care about you. He reaches
Is he
over
one of
and,
yours? I look at Sherlock.
He reaches over and like he's gonna pat your shoulder and just. Sherlock just bird eyes you.
I mean, look at him.
Oh, weird. I'm talking. Did you cast the thing?
Yeah. No. I didn't. So is he actually saying something?
Yeah, you all actually hear Sherlock speak.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, what?
I will definitely look askance.
It's a trick. Don't worry about it.
No.
Any parting words? Anything else? Anything else? Oh, no. Just, Sam, speaking of which, when I leave, of course, Sherlock will be back to his normal hawk self. But normally hawks can't talk to horses. So that was strange.
Are you keeping something from me? No.
You look over at Sherlock. For the other two of you, the guy's just gone. For Sam, it's like you look away, look back, and he's not there.
No.
It's like he was never there. You're just like, oh, okay. He's not here anymore. And the door is back. And it bursts open, and Well-Met comes and just... Goodness! The door was stuck! Oh my gosh, I was trying to call you. How can you... What happened?
It was stuck.
I'm going to go outside, and then I'm going to come back in, and then I'm going to formulate a response to that question. Hold on. I walk outside, I look around, it's still daytime and stuff.
Everything looks normal.
Okay, and then I walk back inside, and I shut the door behind me. We were busy talking to a very strange birdman.
Birdman!
Yes. And he was an attorney at law.
A very strange birdman.
Right. He was like a servant of a deity, birdman. Weird thing.
Oh, okay. Why?
Well, I just shake the bottle with the thing in it. I should probably stop doing that. This thing. The thing I couldn't explain earlier.
Oh, that's... Oh, you remembered it.
I remembered it. And they came to talk to me about it. All of us, I guess.
Oh, okay. And was it bad news or good news?
A bit of both. 6 one, half a dozen the other, you know.
Why is everything like that?
It's true. So it's a shard of an eyeball thingy, and there's more of them, and we have to get them, apparently. He didn't say we had to. He said it was in our best interest to, which is a polite way of saying that if we don't do this, bad stuff will happen.
How are you supposed to do that? Wasn't this like a super mystery?
Yeah, he gave us very little information on that. He just kind of said we'll figure it out as we go.
That's... Why? Why would he say that?
Because he was vague, mercurial, and had a big raven head.
I mean, ravens can be a little obtuse sometimes, but usually if they want a shiny thing, they'll tell you, hey, there's a shiny thing over here. Please go get it. If you do, I will bring you a bottle cap. Like, they're pretty straightforward when they want something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's straightforward about what he wanted, just not about how we're supposed to get it. Apparently, these things are around, and it's likely that the easiest way to find them is to start looking at weird places like the stone temple sites. So.
Okay. So like the things that the white thrush are looking for.
Yep.
Okay, I can help with that.
Oh, well, that'd be fantastic. I look at the floor, I look at Aldwin, or wherever he's currently located, and be like, you too, you bum. You're gonna have to start, I say pulling your weight, you don't have any of that, but you need to start at least telling me some things.
Oddly, Aldwin goes to looking like a normal shadow.
Yeah, that's right. Of course you're gonna hide when I confront you with my need for assistance.
Acquired.
You always hide when there's other people here and I'm trying to talk to you. That's why I like point like I'm talking crazy. You always hide when there's somebody who doesn't believe that you're a thing, and then the other person sees you, and then you like make faces. You don't even have a face.
She's just... I don't mean to get in the middle of that, but my brother is a member of the Order of the White Thrush.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So you can maybe get us a way to get to some of the stone temple sites?
Yes. I could write a letter or something, but I can't. He's not going to be able to get you to the temple sites or anything, but maybe he can tell you. Maybe he can tell you some of the things that they're investigating.
Well, that'll help. Anything that we can get, an interview, information, anything.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you
power, after all.
I mean, if you want to try to go as much within the rules and the law as possible, then maybe he could get you to someone you can talk to about helping with investigations.
Okay. Well, we'll do that as much as we can, but since we're going to have to retrieve at minimum 3 pieces of potential artifacts from the sites, we might have to go squiggly on those laws after a bit.
Right. Okay. I mean, I guess just try not to get him in trouble, but I'm sure he can get you an audience with someone.
I can tell you this. I will not in any way implicate, indicate, or commit a crime while in the protection or presence of your brother. I say presence, but protection or, guidance, whatever, being under his stewardship.
Okay. I think that works. Though he is a bit further west.
Okay. Well, at least if we can start up a correspondence, because we have to go east first, and then we'll have to go west later. We're gonna go all over this land.
Yes. I think right now he's in Badatsog's, which is further west. It's near Seltans, the big port city on the south.
Yeah.
It's kind of close to that. It's on the main road that goes east to west.
I think that was one of those stops we were looking at when we were trying to see how far it would take Vibrong to get all the way to the the northwest corner.
Oh, then yeah, probably. If he's all the way there, I mean, I can get him a letter and tell him where you are.
Okay.
You know, maybe I'll go see him. I was going to do a little traveling.
We're
and
gonna
you're
be
in where?
well. So normally we're in Saigon, but we're gonna go back to the Markham Manor first. So we might be there for a bit. I'm not sure.
Well,
But
it'll
my
take me a
office is in
little while.
Saigon, and if you go at least to Saigon, no matter what, Mayor can let me know that there's someone there, and we can always travel there pretty quick since we'll be in the east.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to go see my brother, and so it may take a little bit to get to him, and then we can get maybe a letter to you.
Okay. You know, I know
but I
a
can
great
let him know
trick
what
for
we're
getting a letter.
requesting.
You just have to like stand in the middle of the road and go, "Man, I really need to mail a letter," and this lady will run up
You're
to you.
talking about that
super
lady!
speed. Yeah, it was crazy. She was so fast.
She's really good at delivering letters. Mostly in cities, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's her every time, or maybe she has like a lot of twins.
Well, the way she said it, her whole family does this sort of thing, so who knows?
Oh, okay, so maybe they are a lot of twins, so it seems
Yeah.
like it's one person all over the place.
That, or she is just ludicrously fast, and she has like maybe another sibling or two
It's
to
like
cover
the best
other parts.
cardio ever.
Yeah, running like she's
Okay.
from
I think we're
Greece or
digressing a
something.
little.
She just amazed me. I'm still stunned.
Well, the main reason I was coming here is because the chief invited you all to eat at his house for lunch.
Oh, okay.
They're probably done by now, but I'm sure there's some other food, so I think
mean-
the invitation stands.
We'll certainly go see what we can find. I'm definitely hungry after all that.
Okay, we can all go.
Okay,
head
so
out.
we go and
As I
get
go to
some
leave,
food.
I kind of look around and I look back at Alden and it's just like, really? You embarrass me every time we do this. And like as after they've all left, then I go to leave behind everybody.
He's just pretending to be normal.
Yeah.
He's masking. So- Nope, I learned the same math as everyone else the same way. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, you guys go. No particular conversation comes from them unless there's RP you wanted to have with the elder or his son, or there's like a few other people there eating.
I didn't particularly. Since I talked to them earlier, I felt like I kind of got my combo out with them. A few guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have anything in particular.
You get a few more thank yous, and it's relatively good food. It's very simple fare. Probably a lot of it's very fresh since those hunters went out earlier. They again they reiterate that they'll give you some supplies and things to get back to where you're going. But that you have a nice lunch. Anything really else that day, or are you mostly just kind of focusing on resting, trying to recover a bit more? And
One more. When we're all together again, Lamia will ask Eli. I guess I don't understand really about the shadow thing, but is that something new to you?
I mean, yeah, I just thought I got magic like most sorcerers do. You just it's in your blood. Apparently it's not. It's in my lack of a shadow thing, and it's in my duality of existence. Which is news to me. I thought I was just here, like, a regular bloke.
I mean, yeah.
And did I understand right that it was because of you that, I guess you and Alduin, that we were able to open the ways?
So it seems, or at least that we were able to open them and traverse them so easily.
Now, is this only because it was still a secret, or is that still what we think will be going forward still.
I mean, I would think it's going to still be that simple going forward to open things. However, in his incredibly cryptic manner, our liaison with Mishani, we'll call him that since he didn't deign to give us a name, really didn't explain that part. He just explained that it was me and my being in two places at once kind of thing that helped us get through there. He didn't explain the hows or the whys or the who's it's of that. So I think we just experiment with it and see what works.
Okay. You good?
I mean, good as I can be. Oh, I didn't. It's not like it shook my existence to its core. It just told me my magic's different than I thought it was.
I mean,
and that we've got a weird job to do now.
I think it's weird to be somehow two places at once.
I only know I'm in one, so I think it'd be disorienting if I could see both, though. That would be hard. Be like weird, blurry double vision. But nah, consciously speaking, anyways, I'm here. But this explains the dream walking, maybe, and why I was running into your dreams as well. Because usually, I don't think most people can pull that off. But since I think Mishani's got a bit of a stake in Realm of Shadows and also probably the Realm of Dreams, since she's all about secrets and nonsense. And dreams are a way to convey secrets. And I don't know. Look, I'm not religious or an expert on the planes that we live in. I know a tidbit, but that's about it.
And Sam, you were quiet. Did you have any questions?
Well, he told me to be quiet.
He did. You missed that part before you came in.
Oh, okay.
Sam tried to ask him something, I think, and he was just like, shut it down.
Yeah.
I think I'm still all angry.
Yeah. I mean, I did ask about Mishani, Mr. Gaia. Too many M's.
Yeah, I mean, you asked about both.
Yeah, because, I mean, I thought she was looking out for me, and he's not her, so them, they, whatever. You know, I don't know how many people I got looking after me. It's the interesting part.
Well, you know, generally, the more people looking after you, the better, right?
Yeah, but if everybody, like my dad wanted me to be a farmer like him, but my mom was like, no, follow your dreams. But they were each, like, trying to teach me different stuff, and it was kind of conflicting stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you.
So, but this is on, like, a god level, so it's way more conflicting.
It's a little more extreme too, yes. But the more support we have, the more we can do, one way or the other.
And I guess speaking of, do you want to write a letter down for your family?
Yeah, that thing did say your family misses you.
Yeah.
So go ahead and write like 85 letters and mail them all to different, you know, good beam.
What we used to do
families.
is we would just write them on the crates we would send out, and then, like, it would just be like returned to so and so farm, but we'd write each other's farm on it. It was a way of getting around the postal systems.
That's smart.
Yeah. It's all about, you know, saving money where you can. Farm your dreams, yes.
Farm your dreams.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to have that conversation.
Fair enough.
So, but otherwise, to answer your way earlier question, I think we are resting for the day.
Well, yeah, we were going to set off in the morning, right, for Clint's place. I don't think that conversation has really changed that part of the plan. So we know what we have to look for, and Clint's house is probably a great source of information too. He's got that library. If he lets me go poking about through his study, maybe he's got information with all of the different stuff that he learned being a Federa Maniba. Maybe he's got some good, you know, hints on some weird places that these shards might be. So he's a great place to start up. search, I think. Plus, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm sure he's going to tell us things we really don't want to hear about Tressadorat. But we probably need to.
All right, another night of rest, another wool roll.
Woo!
Wool roll or will
Yep.
roll?
Wool.
Woolly.
Wool.
Also, am I starving yet?
No.
Okay.
And we get our HP recovery.
Yes. HP recovers.
Which
Let's
is
see who's.
it's now +7 because we're level 7, right? 'Cause it's level plus
Yep.
con bonus.
Yep.
Here we go. So close to full health.
I was gonna say who. You guys were all still hurt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, except Lamia. That's right.
I'm at. Well, you can. I'll just tell you. I'm at like 46 out of 63.
Hey, I'm at 43, but my max is 44.
Okay, so Eli, you're gonna get a cure light.
Oh, I was gonna say, just give me a good berry. That heals 1 HP, right? That's all I need.
Yeah,
But
but
I'll
this will be
take
after
cure
you've
light.
eaten. Yeah, this will be
Okay.
after you.
I'll
She
take
doesn't want to
cure
be
light.
like, here, have a full meal.
I don't want to be Thanksgiving full, you're right.
Yeah. And then Sam gets
44, not
Moderate.
144.
so you get 16. Sam.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm basically full at this point.
Okay. She did use other magic doing other stuff, either tending to other people, healing them, or do whatever she could, but she would have definitely spared some for you guys.
I did mean to ask, and not to put you on the spot for names, but what Wellmet's brother's name was, so that if I ran into something with that, I would also know who to talk to. You don't have to come over right now. That is an important thing that I want to find out.
Excuse me, yes.
Hey, his
God
name is
damn.
Good Day. Good Day and Wilmette.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ill will, no.
Ill Will sounds like a SoundCloud rapper.
It does. Ill will sounds exactly like a fucking SoundCloud rapper name.
Will Smith if he went down a different path.
Right? Or it's just
Instead
like
of the Fresh
one kind
Prince,
of
he's
dark
Ill
album.
Will. Yeah.
Keep your wife's name. No.
Oh, God.
God.
I hate that happened, man.
That or it's like Will I
They've
Am,
been
but he
separated
went,
for 7 years and he still pulled that shit. Yeah.
Will I Am went like
Yeah, they have a weird relationship.
strangely like negative and decided to just kind of go dark. He's Ill Will now too.
Right.
Do that.
Farewell is a good guess. I
Farewell's
think.
not bad, but how do we spell it weird? Hold on.
Elwill? Elwill. Elwill.
Will. That's
how
how
we're gonna spell it.
Will in Spanish.
That's his name, Farewell.
Okay.
Farewell.
I like it. I will write that down.
Yeah.
I will need to tell myself to pronounce it differently in my notes, but
Wilmette and Farewell.
I was sitting here going to say I need to come up with another like greeting / parting name.
Yeah.
Because that's the gimmick.
good job, Ellie.
So yeah, that's his name. Yeah, another night of rest.
Sorry, I just thought of a stupid thing. You get to ask 3 questions of the guy. The third question is, "Hey, do you want this mirror?"
What? That won't work.
Hand the mirror to people that it won't work on, no matter
Right?
what.
It's just like, oh hi. Yeah, he handed it to me. I don't know why he thought it would work.
He's really trying to cheese the system poorly.
What are you doing Saturday? Nah, I got plans. Anyway, I'll give you back to him now. Slap.
Oh yeah.
But I just wanted you guys to catch up. That's all.
Yeah, that was it.
No,
I just wanted to check and see that you weren't both the same person. Actually, is really what it was.
You know what? That would be fair. Okay. Full night's rest. Morning comes, and you guys head out. So, just for the sake of simplicity, we're going to say you don't have to worry about provisions and things on your way back to Shand. God, it's difficult. Why is it difficult? Oh, there we go.
Just helps us out with provisions and stuff, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. They're just gonna, we'll say they give you enough to get back. Panda, you get, as far as the wild alfalfa, you can call it, if you want to call it in your inventory just so that, like, it's a little more distinct, you can call it the Ganhari alfalfa.
I'm going to have to refresh roll 20 because it's being a butthead.
That's the village it's from.
Oh, I didn't make it to the mute button.
It peaked, you're good.
Nope, I also did.
Worse.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Also, quick question. Who's carrying the plate-sized coin?
I am. It's in my treasury pouch.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I was
going
to say, we put it in an extra dimensional space of some kind. That's all I remember.
Gotcha.
Good. I thought I was carrying it for some reason.
Nope, I made sure to note it. Yeah. I have the pouch of the treasury.
I remember that now that we tried that, and it worked.
Yeah, it took a little bit of doing to get it to fit in there, but it worked. I need to check something.
Yeah, I can store up to 3,000k.
How much is in there right now? Not counting the coin, because you don't know how much it's worth.
Oh, 209 or 254 gold pieces, 9 silver, and 12 copper.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's under a certain amount, but I didn't remember exactly how much it was. I'm going to have to use my phone for this, aren't I? I don't know where my phone is.
It's okay.
Well, I've got a calculator on the computer I can type into.
No, it's a specific note.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason the website's not pulling up. It's really annoying. There we go. I didn't take it into my normal notes. I know we're like almost at time and I'm trying to get this done before we end. Oh, for fuck's sake, hurry up. This reboot is ruining everything. I already had it pulled up earlier.
Shame on the reboot. As is the case with most reboots.
Anyway, just to keep things moving while I try to fix that. Well, you guys are on the road. Lami, you notice your pouch of the treasury keeps, like, flopping open.
Oh, that's weird. That's very weird.
Like, you see it open, you go, oh shit, I forgot to latch it once. You close it and put it back where it goes, and then another point, you kind of hear it. What the fuck, did it open again? And you keep checking it. It happens like 3 or 4 times. And you just keep noticing that it's happening. Nah, you can take over there.
I'm not sure this is supposed to be happening.
What's up?
My pouch of the treasury keeps just opening up. It hasn't done that.
Do we have too much stuff in there?
Don't those things have like a limit?
Yeah, they have a limit, but
Let's dump some stuff out and like see what's going on.
I mean, all I have
in
there's
dump
money
a bunch
in
of
the
coins out on the ground.
In the
I
plate.
mean, we have others. Oh, maybe that plate's the only thing we really added to it recently, right?
Yeah.
It is a gigantic hunk of gold. I was surprised it fit in there at all.
It is a coin.
Yeah, it is a coin, but of an indeterminate value, unless we take it on its face, because it's minted as a single coin, which would be insane.
Little bit, yeah.
I mean, does it say legal tender on there?
Do you want me to dump the coin?
I mean,
Well-
no. When we
Okay.
stop, we'll sort it out. That way, we're not just like dumping it in the middle of the road.
Right, if it's not popping out of the thing right now, I think we might be okay. If it does, we might have to transfer it to somebody else's pack or into... Oh, you know, we did get that from Brownies. It could have some weird magic-y stuff on it. I don't think we checked, we just took it. It was just a coin.
Yeah.
Is it open while you're having this conversation, or have you closed it again?
If we're still traveling, I would have closed it again.
Okay, it flops open while you're talking.
Maybe it does have some weird magical thing.
Or it could just be worth more than the pouch can hold, and it's trying to expel the coin. Which would be worrisome, because that's a deadly weapon.
Is that how that works?
I don't know how that works.
Fucking Captain
I'm not
America shield.
Yeah, I'm not
Right.
But like thicker.
yeah, I'm not a person that makes magical
Fucking
devices.
scary.
I don't infuse things with magic. I don't know anything about that. I'm in the business of throwing magic at things, generally speaking, or obscuring reality with magic, not altering it with stuff. I just know not to put that inside of this. I just point to her pouch at my bag. I just know we're not supposed to do that.
Okay, well... Let's, I guess, just switch the plate into your bag, not from my with my pouch.
Well, yeah.
I mean, can't you do a magic thing to look at it and like look at the magic on it?
That's what I was going to say. If we want to take
Yeah.
a stop and pull off and check, I can see if there's anything weirdly magic about it, or we can see if... I don't even know if I can fit it in my bag. There's a weight limit. I forgot. That thing was heavy. It wasn't so heavy, but
Yeah,
I've got a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, it felt heavy, but it didn't feel as heavy as you think it should have.
Right.
If it's all pure gold. Yeah.
It's actually a big giant gold chocolate coin.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
pretty
we
sure you
said
made
when
that
you
joke the
bid
last
on it.
time.
It did not turn to chocolate.
That's what we said.
Though when you did do that, I was like, I should make it a fucking giant chocolate coin.
With like
The reason
gold
you
leaf.
didn't, though, is because it was a trading thing from the brownies.
Yeah.
That would have been extra funny.
Yeah. But yeah, in worst case scenario, I can like hit it with my sword and like chop it up or whatever because it's gold. I mean, I'd like to keep it whole because I'd like to put it like in the shop somewhere.
All right, so we stop.
Decorative.
Take a lot of hits, mate. I know gold's soft metal, but it's not so soft you could just pick it up like cheese.
Yeah.
Take the coin out.
Don't. Oh,
So you
I should have saw that they
sit
had
the
some
pouch,
cheese back
pouch in
then.
your lap, and you start pulling this coin out, and it definitely feels heavier than it did the first time you put it in there.
Oh.
You pull it out, and hanging on to the end of it is what appears to be a small, diminutive creature, little humanoid creature with little dragonfly wings, just buzzing rapidly,
No.
and it's just like "Ah!" as it comes out. It's like holding on to it, and it kind of flips in the air a few times and like rights itself. You can see this just tangled mess of like light blue hair. It's got like kind of this like orange yellow skin. These just big, completely solid blue eyes, and it's just wearing what looks like some kind of like very, very tiny leaves that have been woven into a dress. It's kind of androgynous looking. You can't quite tell gender on it, but it looks very frazzled and very confused for a moment. Like looks around all of you and says, "Oh, thank goodness! I was sleeping in the coin to make it lighter. I was finally waking up from my nap, and it was so dark. It was so dark. And I was stuck under the coin. And I was pushing, and pushing, and it wouldn't move. And then I heard like a click, and there was some light, and then I was trying to get past the light, and I couldn't get past the light, or into the light, and now I'm here, and you all are here.
Sorry.
Like tries to run, get it.
I'm staring
you were
at
in
this
there.
thing and be like, and this isn't the weirdest thing that's happened this week.
Why would it be weird? You're weird. Look at you, you're all tall and gangly, and you have a bird.
You're like, Sherlock, no.
Sherlock is just staring at it.
Right.
He,
I know you want to, buddy.
It, looks at you. He doesn't look hungry. He almost looks like he's like, what? He's kind of perplexed. Like, should I attack this? What is that?
You don't have a shell, do you?
A shell?
Okay, you're safe.
I am not afraid of your bird.
How are
you? You want to stay a bird, you behave yourself.
You can make him something else?
Easy, you want me to?
Currency shouldn't have been
Sherlock is now bird-eyeing you.
Be in the pouch. How
he looks ready to fly.
Yeah. Well,
sorry, go ahead.
It said it was sleeping in the coin, right, Lamia? So that's the question I want, is less of how it got in the pouch, more of how it got in a coin that was then in your
Is there a
pouch.
hinge on that bitch? What? Oh, sorry. That sucker?
You start
that was more me than Sam.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there a hinge on this bitch? Like,
go ahead and roll me perception real quick.
twist this or something? What is it? Oh. Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, we've had so few rolls tonight.
We have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I voted on myself. I don't know if anybody else voted. So.
Maybe we
Ellie
shall
missed
see.
it. So.
Hold on. Are we in a forest?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter for this.
Okay. But I also have alertness, so I can get...
Well, alertness applies to all perception checks and sense motive checks. Yeah. So just add that as a all-the-time bonus.
Okay.
Forever.
That's a 4, but...
Damn!
Hey, you still rolled almost 20. Yeah.
I'm keeping that max, basically. Every time I level up, there's a point going into it.
That's fair.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's most rolled skill.
I was about to say it's the most rolled skill in Pathfinder,
So, you feel... You're certain there's no fucking hinge on this thing, but you're also certain it definitely weighs more than it did before. Before, maybe weighed like 7-8 pounds. Now it weighs like 22.
How much money did you have in there? I got a bad feeling.
Hamawa?
No, not you. Lamia.
Oh.
Like maybe around 250 gold and some silver and copper.
Guys, I think we're doing this all wrong real quick. Hold on. First, it's, hi, I'm Eli. This is
I'm worried about the money.
That's Sam. What's your name?
Hello. My name is Flitter because I was named after my sister, who was named after my mother, who was named after someone else, who was named after what happens when you flap your wings a lot.
Right.
There we are. Yeah.
Okay.
It was my grandmother's name was Flutter, but then they misspelled it, and so it's Flitter now. And I'm Flitter the younger.
Flitter the younger. Pleased to meet you.
Better Flitter the younger than Flutter the lesser.
What were you doing in our coin thingy that we got from some very nice brownies?
Taking a nap.
Oh, I was taking a nap, and I was, doing a favor, because the brownies were really nice to me one day, and they were like, hey, this coin's really heavy, can you make it light? And I was like, sure, can I take a nap in it? And they were like, yep.
Oh, okay, so that makes total sense. They were very polite and nice. We had a great exchange with them.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes, please.
Sure.
I love secrets.
I was gonna steal it. But I didn't, because I got stuck. And then you guys let me out. So now I feel a little indebted, and I'm gonna pay you back by not stealing your coin.
Great. Like Sam said,
you.
Lamia, how much money's in that purse now?
I don't want to count that much, but okay.
I understand, but instead of asking our fine guest here to turn out their pockets, I feel like it'd just be more prudent for you to count the amount of money.
Yeah. Also,
you think I took your regular coins?
No,
Well, no,
but it's better safe than sorry.
Well, to be honest, I thought it was because like maybe this absorbed coins or something like that, and like this got bigger or something like that. But if she said she was, or if they said they were making it lighter, don't want to misgender you. I don't know if you're sure.
Is a coin that does that. That eats other coins.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I've heard.
I have one, but I didn't put it in your bag because that would be really rude. Especially because I was going to steal the big one from you. Like,
right?
What do you think I am, a monster?
Get the big one. Okay, so
are you counting your coins?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have real questions. I'm just staring. I don't really have questions. I just.
Do you know how Earth Modrak and you have this coin-eating coin on you?
Sorry, that's great.
And, you know about Hearth Modrak?
I know a hearth is like a thing.
Right, don't worry about it.
I have a question about the coin. Why did you want to steal it?
Look at it!
Is it just because it's cool, or is it because it's worth a lot of money?
I mean, it's really big.
I imagine it's worth a lot of tinier coins, but look at it, it's big!
Okay, you just liked it because it was big.
Can you imagine? I could like... have you ever seen when a person like does like a thing where they run on like a circular deal and it like rolls and they can like run on it and it rolls the other way and it does that? I could do that with this coin. And then I could fly if I fell off.
They are the more hyper version of my character because we've said the same thing like 3 times now. Right? They're the copied up version. Like, look at it.
No, because Sam makes an excellent point about destroying a capitalist enterprise by entering a coin-eating coin into their coffers, and I just wanted to make sure you wouldn't be opposed to us annihilating a large amount of money.
I don't know what a capitalist is. I think I know what an enterprise is. But you also said destroy a large amount, and that sounds really fun.
I think we're going to get along swimmingly.
Cool, we're friends now. So it sounds like you want my coin-eating coin.
I mean, Sam?
I don't know how we would get that in there.
I don't either, but I love that plan.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like a good big old F you after all the stuff they pulled.
Yeah.
You know, there's a saying, I was going to say in my homeland, in the place where people I know are from, is enrichissez-vous, which means enrich yourself. So, given the opportunity, I think they will attempt to do so, and we can make them pay for it.
Good. Arushi-vushi, then.
Yes.
But what are you going to trade me for my coin-eating coin?
What would you like? What are you interested in? What kind of stuff tickles your fancy other than this giant-ass coin?
Like a job?
Sorry, I don't.
A job? What kind of self-respecting fae wants a job?
Well, I don't even want one of those. Says the owner of the business you do work for.
You employ us.
It's way more polite, by the way, for future reference, to make an offer and not ask what I want.
Oh, that's true.
Sure, but if we make an offer of something that you don't want, then we're wasting everyone's time.
And it's also rude, but it's way... If you encounter, like, fae who aren't, as nice as me, they get really mad and probably turn you into a newt.
I definitely don't want to be a newt.
Or a slug. Never a snail.
Thank you. Never a snail. I don't want to get eaten by my bird.
Don't want to... No. Yeah. Snails are their own thing. That's somebody else's wheelhouse.
I was really wanting to show this big coin to Hattie. I don't want to give that up.
Right. So you're not going to give up the big coin, but you want a coin that eats coins, which, by the way, it needs to eat a coin in order to look like the same kind of coin.
Do you want to?
Does that mean if it eats this big coin, it would be a big eating coin?
Do you actually suggest that?
Do you want a 10-pound bag of travel mix? Yes, I do seriously say that.
Let me see it.
I'm just like half to the bag out of my bag. It's a lot.
Whoa! What does it do?
It makes food.
It does?
I mean, you have to
make food.
You have to use it to create food. It doesn't do it on its own.
I have to do something?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit of a working.
Okay. What's the travel cake like?
Do you want to eat with us?
I guess.
Yeah, we can make you some food.
All right, I'm gonna go back to sleep in the coin. Let me know when you're eating. She just lays on it and then it's just gone. And then comes back and goes, "Don't put it back in the bag." You know what? Never mind. I'll just fly out here. Starts flying next, like just kind of around you guys, just between your different mounts. But we'll get to whatever that negotiation is next session.
Sounds like a plan.
I was gonna offer her a bar of soap. Damn, we still don't. They're a fae.
They, yeah. I think I've been saying she, but
yeah.
Baby.
100 and no! Why did I lose? No.
Do you lose count? Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe get somebody
I forgot to tell
you.
You are missing exactly 1 gold coin.
Okay. I will minus that right now before I forget.
Cool. That was fun.
Yeah. I know, big info drop session.
My notes are very long.
But you also did get to like kind of rest a little bit and not be just like on edge the whole time. So
I'm also a fan of big info drop sessions. I'll be honest. I like learning stuff. I hope everybody else enjoyed learning stuff like I did.
Nerd.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I am. Deal with it, son. What are you gonna do about it? Anyways.
let's go over to the exit screen.
Exit screen.
Well,
no snails tonight.
He's figuring out who to raid.
I guess technically it's a tie because no ones.
Yeah, no ones.
Did you put tie on there?
The Digimon character?
No. I want to say thank you, everybody, and you should go to our Discord and tell us what your stars, favorite parts of this session were, and your wishes for the next session are in our Discord in the specific channel for that. It says stars and wishes. Also, you can reach out to us on any social media platform, and our YouTube replay of this video will go up Monday. And you can comment on that with your stars and wishes if you want, or do whatever. It's up to you. You can also check out a really fun, not exactly a one-shot, that we did way back when we hit affiliate for
Double Tap,
which is wild to say way back when. By the way, it's been a hot minute.
50 episodes.
Yeah, that we did, which was a Goat Without Equal, which was really fun. This is our 50th session. Not even really our 50th live thing because we've had all the alternate off weeks. So, but the 50th session of this campaign. Thanks so much for making it through 50.
Heck yeah. Mostly you, Ellie, but also JB, and also anyone here lurking.
Yeah. JB didn't say he was lurking, so
we'll have to do something somewhat special to commemorate making it all the way to 50 with you guys. We'll throw an idea at some point.
Still got to celebrate a whole year too.
1 year.
Yeah, our annual, 50. Our 50th. You know, if you were in the Patreon as well, we have a Patreon. If you were part of the Patreon, you would get to come to the Hangout where we're going to talk about this, I'm sure, at the next Hangout. You would also get to listen to Panda's podcast that you cannot sleep to.
Not allowed to. It's in the contract.
It's in the title.
Legally binding.
Halloween episode. Shouldn't, Ellie, if we were going to do a Halloween episode, should we have done it on Halloween?
On Halloween, right?
We were instead making a TTRPG on Halloween.
Yeah. Hey, it's never too late for a Halloween episode. Just like a Hot Spring episode. You can have it at any time.
Is I need to come up with another one shot.
We could have... the Bandits
Haunted
versus...
Mountain.
We could have a Halloween episode, but also make it a Thanksgiving episode.
We could do a lot of things. I just want you guys to know one-shots are a lot of work to make.
Yeah.
It could be Attack of the Hand Turkeys or something like that.
There's a lot of silly stuff I could do, but it's one thing to make like a one-shot for a home game where you just kind of wing it the whole time. But, for stream, there's some presentation that's got to go into it, and I know our audience really wouldn't give a shit, but not Thanksgiving, Ellie.
Yeah, not Thanksgiving is correct.
I think we raided Dice Legends last time again.
Yeah,
we haven't raided.
I think they're still
for
just
a little bit.
Yeah, Dice Legends. I think is just doing the whatever thing
auto.
where it is just playing. Yeah, the auto play of previous.
Oh yeah,
they're not actually live. Yeah.
I wish it would stop putting them up for raid when they're doing the replays. because they're not technically live. So maybe Perception Studio. It's been a little bit for them because I think they haven't been live when we've been ending. It's been a little bit for them. So we'll rate Perception Studio. They're doing a tabletop RPG. I can't tell what it is, but Brooke is the game master. So
have a good night, everybody.
That's a water source.
Bye. Bye.
This is my daughter's brook, creek, and stream.
Good night, everyone.